Hi everyone and welcome to Day 3, Game 2 of the Mazda Premier Brisbane Premier League BPLO 1 of the game between the Bayside Pirates and the Moreton Magic, exclusive and live to KO. My name is Evan Bancroft and I'm joined in commentary by former North's first grade keeper batsman, Grant O'Hara. Good morning, Grant. How are you, mate?
Good morning, Banger. Really nice to see you again back here at the Marsden. And Banger, to borrow some golf terminology, it's round 3, moving day. Moving day in this competition.
Mate, it is moving day and a couple of big games. In this game we've got now between the Pirates and the Magic. The Pirates really need to move. You talk about moving day. The equation is that they're relying on people winning and losing. So they require bonus point wins over the Magic and Darling Dingoes as a starting point for them to make the finals. They'll also be required.
And it's not going to be easy because the Moreton Magic are leading this competition and they're looking to secure their spot in the finals.
Mate, they sure are. The Pirates, and things have gone their way this morning. The 7:30 game, again another golf terminology. They played early like the golfers do. And great news for the Pirates. Have gone their way. The 2 wins, the 2 top of the table sides have both won their games.
And the Moreton Magic, fella came down from Cairns yesterday, landed from Cairns yesterday, Brenton Edwards, hot off the plane, comes in, scores 60 odd off 30, great result.
Mate, great result, flew in from Cairns when the big race day was on up there, he's flown down here, he's done really well, he's 37 years of age, very good cricketer at Ipswich Logan many years ago, Beanley Logan, he played down, runs up in Cairns now and going very well, mate. I'm looking forward also from the Pirates' point of view to seeing Clay Beams, former Lion. Great Aussie rules player, but a magnificent keeper.
And Ian Healy saw him play first week and thought he was a first-class keeper. Just said, this bloke's a great keeper. And Wiggs, the coach, was saying that he keeps up to the quicks, which means they just can't get out of their crease.
You're so right, Grant, and the raps even go further than that. Blokes like Lee Drennan saw him and said we wouldn't go out of his crease, and you just said Dominic Overton, who's involved here, another great wicketkeeper. They're all giving him raps. So great footballer. It's great to see these footy players who probably didn't play a lot of cricket during their footy career, but now are back into it and going very well.
I'm really looking forward to see Glenn Battitudo play. At 40, age is not wearying him. He has been a revelation in this competition. He scored 87 off 44 versus the Northern Kings last round in round 2. He's played for Australia. He's played under 19s for Australia. He's played 6 T20 games. He's won a Peterbird's medal. So, great player. At 40, back into this competition.
It is good. Our players are coming onto the field now, as we can see. Just the conditions at the moment, it's about 25, 26 degrees here at Marsden at the moment. The weather is very, it's a beautiful day, and I think it'll get to about 29 today, Grant.
It's a beautiful day. It started off that one of those lovely Ipswich days where it starts a little bit cool, gradually will get hotter during the day. The wind is coming, or the breeze at the moment is coming from the northwesterly, so that will help bowlers bowling outswing from that northern end. Kirby Short, who's going to join us later on, said she went out and had a look at the wicket, even matting of grass, nice and hard, should be plenty of runs. And
it's interesting, Brenton Edwards is going to, looks like he's going to be opening the bowling, so get him off the plane, straight into having a bowl after scoring 60 this morning, and he'll be opening the bowling. I'm pretty sure at the other end you'll see Brad Ipsum, who played a couple of T20 games for Queensland a few years ago, bowls very well. And opening the batting?
Opening the batting, we've got Sean Godham and Logan Duval, and our umpires today, Darryl O'Sullivan from the northern end and Steve Farley from the southern end, and it looks like we're getting ready to go.
Looks like Brenton Edwards, as you said, he's got the number 9 on his back. He's come into the team this morning for the first game and he's coming off a 60, and he'll be bowling into the breeze a little bit there.
It's good to see he's got a number. When he first played in the first game this morning, they didn't have a number.
No.
So here he goes.
Good little start there too, but it's a wall called a wide. Okay.
Yep, just a little bit wide out. It just missed that wide line.
I think they might find out Chris Sarberg. We were told that Brent would be opening the bowling, but Chris Sarberg looks like he's...
Well, we have got Edwards on our screen, so...
Okay, may have Chris's number on. That could be what we're looking at, but he's just bowled a couple of nice little ones there.
He can. He's a big, strapping right arm. He bowls that outswing, so that northwesterly will help his outswing.
Sure will. It's coming straight across. Oh, again, well bowled. Duval just trying to take that through cover and just got a little bit of inside edge straight onto the deck and didn't go too far.
He'll be looking for some early timing, settle his nerves, just get that first run. Even in T20, you're just so keen to get off strike and stop those dot balls.
Just looking at his field at the moment, just changing a few things, bringing in a first slip. Duval, lovely cover drive. Get off the mark, the bat. Out to deep cover.
So being for that right-hander, we had a deep cover and a deep mid wicket. Seems to be the way teams have been starting. They've used their two players out square.
They have. I mean, especially early on when you only can have two out, as you know, Grant. It's that situation. They've got the deep square leg at the moment as Guatam takes centre.
So yeah, forward of square. So the bowling plan, keep the ball up.
Yeah, nice little start. Gully dives, just dives over the top of it. It'll only be one. Throws a little bit wild, but taken by the keeper. Takes the score to 3.
Yeah, nice solid start here by the bowling side. Edwards, nice control, just using that breeze.
Whoa, that's straight through him. No appeal. The keeper appealed, not from the bowler though. That's cut off the deck.
Yeah, they were pretty convinced behind the wicket. They must have heard something there.
Yeah, no, the bowler had nothing. Didn't say no appeal from the bowler, no response from the umpire. So that's not out. Oh, very well bowled again. That's just gone straight through. Just a very good delivery to start. Little leg cutter.
As we said, Edwards is coming off a high. His first innings for his new team, great result. 60 off about 30 balls to help win the game for the Magic. What a lovely start there by him. He's just using that breeze, little outswingers. Couple of plays and miss, and good start. Very good start. Very good start, and a lovely action. And beat the bat a couple of times, a couple of full ones, which is good early on. And Brad Ipson will be bowling his left arm orthodox. So we're calling that the southern end. There you can see the Bayside Pirates team. Clay Beams, the keeper and the captain, in the absence of Solomon Malenko, who can't play.
He's out today, and Ipsum he will bowl all day on the one spot like there's a little tattoo on the wicket. And a good start, just pushes it out to square for 1. Edwards picks up.
Ipson, very credentialed players, played a couple of first-class games, plays for the Coomera Hope Island Club. He's 40 now, so he's very experienced.
And that's okay with a spinner. They can keep bowling for...
They get better, don't they?
They do.
Like a good red wine.
Sure does, Grant. Ipson bowling to Duval down the leg side. That'll be called a wide. Well taken again, and you can see Beams. He just watches that into his gloves. The big wraps that he's got. That's better. Ipsum just tossed that one up a bit. He'll get his radar. Just lost it for a little bit there. As the breeze, when you've got a bit of wind there, you know, as a keeper too, you've got to really watch it.
And stay down, stay low, stay as low as you can.
Charges down and hits that over through cover for 4. Lovely shot, well timed. Fantastic shot by Duval.
Just nice use of his feet there. He got to the pitch of the ball. A little bit up it. A
little bit uppish, but yeah, I think he'd picked the mark. It was never a chance. And a lovely drive. Nice to see him using his feet early. Ipsum just trying to Didn't do a lot wrong there. It was a good shot. Yeah, just the one that time. Checked his shot a little bit here, Duval. Just waited for it.
This northwesterly, as you can probably hear, it's starting to get really, really strong. But that's going to assist that left-hand orthodox there of Ibsen.
Time on strike. Yeah, just got that a bit short. Ibsen. Edwards will run down. They'll come back for 2. Very comfortable 2. Guatam has actually, I think, joined us from South Australia.
Yeah, he's a bit of a journeyman. He's loves cricket, been in a couple of states and now in the Mazda Brisbane Premier League.
And just again, dropping onto his legs a bit short.
With that breeze and...
leg bias.
Yeah, leg bias. With that breeze, Ibsen's going to have to really sort of float it more outside off stump to try not to angle down that leg side with the way that the breeze is coming in now.
None for 13 off 2. Ibsen will be a bit disappointed with that one. But he'll get his radar back again, and not too much damage. And looks like Edwards is bowling again. He'll continue. And he'll be bowling. Oh, there's a little ramp early on from Guatam. That's a lovely shot. It should run all the way down 4-4. Pulling the ramp out early there, Grant.
Oh, I love the courage displayed playing that shot. Just getting inside the line and making sure that your eye line is inside the ball. So 2 things, you don't wear one, and also you're clearing that inner field. And that's obviously where the opportunities are. They're down at deep square, deep fine leg and deep third man, or straight at long off or long on. They're the opportunities.
Just pushes at the point. No chance for run out. Very well fielded though. Well backed up.
And well batted. Really well batted. Boundary followed up by just a nudge into the offside. Rotating that strike, obviously. You're to do what the opposition don't want you to do. They want dots. You do want to make sure that you don't have dots.
Yeah, very well bowled. Quick single. Run out is again not on, but well fielded. That's great batting.
Nice rotating the strike. You know, as Holly Furling was saying a couple of weeks ago, you want dots when you're the bowling side. You want, 3 dots, something will always happen on that 4th dot. So the batting team's trying to stop that.
Oh, it charges. Chance for run out. Very well backed up.
Well backed up.
He's not going to let us die wondering here. Grant, is he? He's decided to use his feet, and he needs to. There's only 2 out, and it's a time of the game where you do need to take a couple of risks.
And as you said, a bonus point. They need a bonus point win.
The big shout.
Not out.
Not out. It's dropping down a leg. Just hit him pretty full.
That's
the umpire.
Daryl O'Sullivan. I've been impressed with the umpiring. It's been good.
They're very, very good quality of umpiring, and he's doing a good job, Daryl. Is he very well bowled to finish the over. And the score at the moment, none for 19 off 3.
And Edwards, he's striking bowling at about 4.5 and over. So that's good bowling there by Edwards. He'll be happy with that. He's probably still wiping the sleep out of his eyes. Down from Cairns, called in late. How good would that be?
It is fantastic.
Come on, mate, fly down.
Fly down.
Be part of this competition, this great competition.
And get into it. And they, as you said, they've got to score a big score and then get them out quickly, get the bonus point. As we notice, you've got the coach. And that's out.
Oh, there's a wicket.
And that's out. Duval is gone.
Pitch to...
Ibsen just pitched that one up a little bit. He laid back and he cut it straight to point. Very comfortable catch, Grant.
Yeah, Ibsen using the northwesterly, jammed him up a little there. Square cutting to point, safely taken, nicely taken.
3.1 overs now, 1 for 19. The Pirates and the Brisbane Premier League would like to thank.
That's 1 for 19. The Pirates. Duval not out, 7. Ibsen's first wicket, the current run rate, 6.33.
Yeah, just a bit close to his body, and he hit it straight to him. As we just noticed before, as we said, the coach of the Pirates, Brad Wigney, and also one of their owners, Darren Lehman.
Yeah, well known to cricket.
It is. It's great to have Darren Lehman here at Involved, Buff.
He's been in lockdown the last couple of weeks, so I'm sure he was so pleased to get out.
So the new batsman, James McNeil. And Ibsen will be happy with that to get that wicket.
And the Pirates going out to run a ball.
McNeil gives it a good touch too. Straight down the wicket, used his feet, and just dropped it. No run, got there, realised he'd been beaten in flight. And instead of going through with the shot, just played it defensively. But very well bowled again. Saw him coming, Ibsen, and just pushed it through a bit faster. There's another very good ball. Toss that one right up.
Ibsen keeping a great length there outside off. Now, in terms of our field, we've got a deep mid on and a deep mid wicket, so the bowling plan is going to be stay outside off stump, keep the ball up, stay outside off stump and protect that offside field.
Gives it some air again. Got to it on the full. McNeil.
Good bowling, starting to build pressure, Ibsen.
He's just bowling into that breeze there, Grant, which gives him he's getting a bit of drop.
Taking pace off the ball. Beautifully bowled.
That's a very, very good delivery. 1 to go in the over.
You know, Banger, just what strikes me is that these young players come out and play against these guys who are 40, and they've just got to be learning the whole time about how to play the game, how to execute.
You're right, mate. He's used his feet again. It's about 5 yards down the wicket as he knocked it down to backward square for 1. A lot of work to get 1, but well batted.
And that is really good bowling. That's the end of the first power play, so...
Put the 4 out now, as you can see in the background there, Brad Wigney and Darren Lehman walking, doing a bit of a lap.
And that's Emily Air Base in the background. They call that the southern or the tower end at the Ivor Marsden Oval, the southern or the tower end. So I can tell you, the wind is picking up and it's downfield coming from the northern end. It's pretty much a northerly now, so all right, it looks like they're going to Edwards is going to keep going.
He'll be bowling to McNeil. Yeah, Brad Wigney played first class cricket for South Australia with Darren Lehman.
Took about 500 first grade wickets down
Took
there.
a lot of wickets, and
big lefty.
Telling us earlier on that he got 5 for against Queensland with the orange ball. He wishes that continued as Edwards bowls to McNeil, who pushes it down to third man, looking for 2, coming back for 2. It's in the hands. He will make it. Well run.
Yeah, good running. There's an opportunity there for sure for the Pirates to really put pressure on the field. And that just that little dab down there to get 2 down to that fella that's out. That was good running, good pressure.
So I say they're going to bowl Edwards out by the looks of this. It's his 3rd over at the moment. And that one's a full toss, and he got away with it. He got away with that one. McNeil will be disappointed. He hit it straight to mid-wicket. And as we know, they have to keep going pretty hard. They need that bonus point. They've got to keep winning with bonus points and relying on a few losses. Charges and misses.
Do you like the fact that Edwards is just off a few paces? He's only 5 or 6 paces. It's a really economical action.
He doesn't have to do much, as you said. He's just picked his line up now. He's bowling at enough pace to worry the batsman. Oh, there we go. That has been hit over behind point. Come back for 2.
Just dragging down a little short there. He's probably lucky to get away with that. Was 2 runs at 1 for 24. McNeil 5, not out. Got him 9 off 9.
He had to reach, Grant, did you see that? He had to really reach for it. That's why he couldn't get the power to knock it for 4 or 6. It's a slower ball. And he has beaten fine leg, or short fine leg, and that'll run away for 4. Lovely shot.
Yeah, he might be a bit disappointed with that because they brought the fine leg up. So leg stump direction line wasn't probably what he was looking for, but you know, well done. Well played by McNeil. Just a little paddle shot. Didn't try and overhit it, and it ran away for 4.
I think Edwards is doing a great job, and now he's just trying a little bit too much. Grant, he's using different change-ups. He was doing a fine job just bowling medium pace in what he was doing. So I think he needs to go back to line and length and back to what he was doing and doing well. And a bit short that time, but only the 1 run.
Well, bang on, I'm going to head over to Kirby Short. It's great to have Kirby with us today.
Thanks, Grant.
Now for the Bayside Pirates, it's a splash against the Moreton Magic, and they.
So it's interesting. That's another over from Edwards. He's now bowled 3 overs. And bowled well. The third one there probably wasn't his best one. 1 for 29 is the score. And they got away. They just need to keep going and keep going hard as we welcome Kirby Short to commentary. Kirby, how are you?
Very well, thank you for having me.
Great to have you here. And what have you seen so far?
Yeah, look, it's the general atmosphere very exciting. I think incredible to have this many people in one place playing cricket at this time of year on a Sunday. Normally it's the novelty of women's cricket on a Sunday, so it's lovely to see this many gents out and about.
Yeah, just a quick single to Brad. Brad Ipsum's bowling very well.
Yeah, he's been really tidy. I think now the ends, you've got the quick bowling outies, assistance with the wind, and he's into it, getting a little bit of drift, and as you said, landing it on a dime.
Bowling to Guatam. A bit short that time. And he pulls it out. They'll come back for 2, or will they? No. Well fielded. There's, yeah, you're right. There's 4 games going on here today, Kirby. There actually is a female game going on as well at the back, so that's great to see as well. It's come a long way. We'll talk about that in a second. That's well bowled too. Knocks it out just for 1. But I know you love your cricket either way, but incredible with it sort of started a few years ago. You captained the Heat to a couple of titles, but it just keeps growing, the female game, doesn't it?
Yeah, the growth is genuinely incredible. You asked me a couple of years ago.
Again, that's a bit, pushes that down the leg side for a wide. I think Brad's just trying to, he wants to get the ball up, and occasionally he's just pulling that one down. And another wide, but he'll get it back on target in a minute. As he does, no run.
Yeah, no, the growth of the women's game is extraordinary. I think if you spoke to anyone, I know Mel Bulow's involved with the power in this competition, and she played a little while ago now, but goodness me, the number of girls that are playing, the quality of the competition, it's really incredible.
It sure is. That's a nice little sweep shot. He likes the ramp and the sweep, Guatam. And he'll come back for 2 as Edwards picks up. Doing a bit of work, Edwards. He's bowling and he's fielding and he's chased a few. 1 for 34, 5.4 overs, 5.5. And Ipsum will want to finish this off, but he bowls pretty well still, doesn't he, Kirby?
Yeah, no, he's hitting that spot very consistently.
That's a fully. He hits it down to mid-off for 1. 1 for 35. 1 for 36 off 6 overs. They'll need to push it a bit harder soon. So you're still involved in the game, Kirby? I know you've got a lot to do with in the teaching world with the kids, but what about in club level?
Yeah, I've still been in and around Wests. Very much love my club, so went and watched the Westies girls play last weekend. Actually, it's funny, that first season after you play, it's actually nice having your Sundays back and tapping in and tapping out. And I was there last weekend, and it was the first time I had a little bit of an itch to get back involved. It's always keen to be in and around that club, involved in the Premier Cricket Committee as well. I think that Premier Cricket space is really important to me too, and an opportunity to be involved with the BPL. So really keen, I think, to continue to be involved in the game. At the minute it's administrative, and who knows, after last weekend I might even have a bit of a run around every now and again. Don't want to make that too public.
Good on you. It is now. It's White's the new bowler. It's right out there, so no, great to see. It's a long time retired, as they say, Kirby, and to just fill in a bit occasionally would be great. And White's bowling to Guitam, who just knocks it out for a single. He might be looking to go a bit harder soon. They've got to put on a big score. The Pirates, the Bayside Pirates.
Yeah, interesting balance at the minute as to who accelerates and when.
And that's a nice shot too. It'll be behind point. The deep cover has to run around. Picks it up. Come back for a second. I was talking to Lee Castledine the other day, and there was a cricketer that retired through injury. It came back after an operation that actually helped him, and came back through fourth grade and ended up playing for Queensland again.
Yeah, Leaker is a serious athlete, so he probably represents about 2% of society. His capacity to bounce back like he did and end up back playing for Queensland. He is an elite operator. I wouldn't mind running 10k as quick as he does these days too, just quietly. So
he's a survivor as White moves in and hits that down to square leg, deep square leg. Comes back, well, looked for two but didn't. Just took the one.
Interesting, just seem to be pretty content rotating strike at the moment, so it'll be interesting to see whether the established opener sort of decides to kick on or not.
I think you're right, and there are a few big hitters there, and that one there is a great shot, straight for four.
Must have hurt us.
I think so. It was in the air for a bit, the bowler got interested.
Actually timed that well because he's technically hitting into the wind, but it's just sort of died down. It's pretty smart batting. Rotate on the good balls when there's not much pace on it, and then
hit it
nicely straight down the ground.
Lovely shot. There's never a chance. It ran for four, and I think the message might have got out to Guitam to push it along a little bit now. They need to get a score and then reduce and get them out under 18 overs to get that bonus point, or 80% of it.
Yeah, they've had a couple of results go their way this morning, which is handy, but I imagine the intent of winning the toss and batting is try and give themselves a chance to bowl them out cheaply, which won't be an easy ask given the Magic is sitting up at the top of the table.
It's a change of bowlers bowling at the southern end. McNeil lays back. It's a leg. Got the leg spinner on now. Chris Abbey. They're very well bowled. It's a good start, Kirby.
Yeah, very much so. Hitting the not always easy as leggy to find your rhythm straight up. They've run two very well there as well, which is really good cricket. I think there's knocking at either side, reasonable sized boundaries, knocking at either side of that boundary rider you really do want to be pushing to at this point, particularly with two established batters. They don't look to be large hitters. They're being pretty intelligent with what they go after, so I think they need to look to pick up those ones and twos really consistently and then jump on that loose one.
Bowling to McNeil.
Good use of the feet again.
Yeah, very, very well bowled.
Plenty of spin in the attack, actually.
Tends to be, doesn't it, the T20 game? It first started off with the Meds a bit, but now it just seems to be a lot of spinners. And that's bowled him! Straight through, well bowled by Abbey, straight through Guitam. He just went for the big sweep,
Yeah, probably interesting that he's looked to use his feet. Both batters coming down a lot, and that's sort of the first time he ramped Edwards early, didn't he? And hasn't gone across the line a lot. May well regret that life choice.
He plays for the Sandgate Club, and he's modelled his action a lot on Mitch Swepson. There's a very similar action. Have a look at that, Gertie.
Very similar, actually. There's a lot of the release point pretty similar to Sweppo, but not sure the sweep was on there, to be fair. It's a bit of a shame because he was well set and looked like he was making pretty good decisions. So I think that speaks to almost feeling like you need to look for that boundary. You're searching for something across the line and perhaps play a shot that you probably didn't want to play but felt like you needed to access a different part of the ground. So that's really well bowled.
It sure was. Rory Livingston, also from the Sandgate Redcliffe Club. We'll just check that one, but it's saying Rory, but we'll double check.
New batsman in the middle is Andy Michael.
We're very well bowled again, first ball. This knocks it behind square for one. He does, and we're just trying to work out who's come in here, Grant, to bat. It said Rory Livingston, but we're saying on here that it's Michael.
Good use of the feet again. Like the intent off the boundary there too. I think that's quality pushing in. I think you take that two away from them when they're trying to look to rotate the strike. We've seen that as a fielder, preventing that from turning into a two puts the batter under pressure, and then we saw a sweep shot in the previous over which resulted in a wicket. So really pretty disciplined cricket there, hitting really good areas, content as a fielding side with ones and twos, taking those boundaries away, and then you force a false shot. So well played, Magic.
Yeah, sure was. So we've got
official catering partner of the BPL, and Flores, official beer of the Brisbane Premier League.
Michael facing.
Nicely tucked around the corner there, take the one. Just drifted down leg a little bit.
Yeah, Preston White's on to bowl. He's been playing a lot of cricket for a long time. Gives the ball, also gives the ball a mighty whack.
50 up for the Bayside.
Plays for Toombul.
8.1 overs.
He's retired from Toombul, I'm hearing, and he's now playing up at Caboolture. Had a big year last year. It's good to have a great year in your last year as you move into retirement, especially in the T20s. It's bowling to Michael.
Really well bowled again. Geez, they're hitting some good areas, the spinners, aren't they? Making life pretty tough for the batters.
They are. They're bowling well. You can see why the Magic are on top. They've got their game plan. Again, well bowled. You don't change a game plan, it's winning.
Yeah, that's it. The interesting sort of reasonably spread field. They actually haven't maximised their fielders out either, I don't think, which speaks to the discipline of the bowling.
Preston
just pushing long off out now.
Thinking he's going to go. He's just been... knocking him around, 2 for 50.
Yeah, pretty happy in the ninth. If they're still taking singles, I think they've managed to break up the set partnerships enough that no one sort of really got going.
Yeah, well played.
And again, very happy with ones at this stage.
That's a good over to start as his teammates yell out, well bowled. So at the moment, 2 for 51 off 9 overs. Current run rate of 5.77. Could they need to push that along a bit now?
Yeah, you would expect that they would sort of start to go. I think it then becomes a question of the depth in your batting lineup, doesn't it? How long do you consolidate? before you want to start to accelerate your run rate. I think the philosophy here from the Magic has been a lot of spin, a lot of pace off the ball, and they've been really disciplined in their areas, which makes that tough. And we saw a forced sweep shot a couple of overs ago, which wasn't on, gets bowled. That's the set batter. So we're back to our leggy. Abby modelled off Swepson.
He sure is. They actually mentioned that before the coach, Brad Wigney.
Again, very well bowled, good areas, squeezing in the cover there, taking the easy single away, long off, long on back. Good execution.
He gets a whip, doesn't he? A good whip. Quite front on, isn't he?
Quite front on and quite flat in his trajectory. Like he's really pushing the ball through, which is interesting.
They drop one back here. So they've got 3 out. They'll push for 2. And comes back. He wanted to, but the teammate Michael said no, which was probably, I think there might have been 2 there, Kirby.
Yeah, you're backing yourself in there, aren't you? You've got to go, but I think if you don't hesitate, there's 2 there.
Lovely going. Easy run in the end. Isn't he bowling well? He's giving it plenty of air.
Yeah, I think mixing up his flight quite well. I think he's sort of pushing it through to the set batter, happy to toss it up a bit to the newer batter, and that's just quality tactics. You can see subtle adjustments in his field as well. He's happy to have the 3 out on the leg side, no one in the ring other than that short 45.
And now they're going to push for 2, but they won't get it this time. It's an easy one.
It's really quality cricket.
Very well bowled.
Yeah, absolute control. You can see he's just that little bit quicker and flatter to the set batter, pushes his leg side feel out, happy to give them 1. Nearly chopped on.
He nearly chopped that on. And he just pushed that one through again just to finish the over off. It bowled a fantastic over and decided to push that through. So he's got 1 for 8 off 2, and that'll be a good result in any T20. It's Preston White comes on to bowl. I might pass it back to Grant O'Hara to come in and join Kirby in commentary.
Hi, Kirby.
G'day, Grant. How you going?
Good, thanks. Look, congratulations on your career.
Thank you.
Captaining 2 forms of the game at least. Yeah, well done.
It's much more comfy under a tent watching, let me tell you.
That's for 1 there. White just bowling an immaculate straight ball, straight wicket to wicket line. 2 for 57 off 10. Run rate's just dropped a little from the earlier overs. Good use of the feet down to cover.
Yeah, we're seeing a really disciplined bowling performance from the Magic at the moment. You can see there's really definitive field changes being made, particularly set batter, newer batter. A lot of pace off the ball. It's working well.
And again, just varying his pace, varying his speed. And a little nudge to square for a single. They would be really looking for... Okay, let's take a look. If they get a runner ball now, we're looking at a score of around about 110 to 120. I'm sure they've got 130, 150 in their minds. Sweeping. And a single. And I think the Magic are showing us just why they, top of the table, they're sticking to plans. And your family's part of cricket royalty? Related to the Harveys?
Yes, very, very much related to the Harveys. My late grandfather's brother is Neil Harvey, so cricket, or sport generally, to be fair, is in the blood. Cricket is one of many. Mum dabbled in a bit of softball as well, so pretty spoilt for choice in terms of having exposure from a young age to plenty of sporting opportunities, so very grateful for that.
A little nudge to onside. So Abby, it just seems to me, Kirby, that every ball means something to him. He's working every ball. Notice he takes a little squat here, a little squat. He's got his routines, and in he comes. And he's protected with that full toss. So if you're above the eye line.
Yeah, really purposeful. I've mentioned it a couple of times, but it is worth noting, so purposeful in his field placings, decision making, variations in flight. He's got really good control.
And big opportunity on the onside now. Just nudge one into some pockets, drag down. On the offside, he'll look for two. In and out, and they'll go for two. And they'll make them quite safely.
Yeah, well run. I think that's what they have to look for now. You know, if you're hitting a gap, particularly on the offside, I mean, the leg side, they've made a really clear choice here. There's 3 out on the leg. There's no one in the inner ring, so they're very happy to give 1 away there. But I think if you're beating cover to the left hand of that long off, you must take 2.
So Kirby, he's bowling into the breeze, so that obviously helps him with the dip. But what about the batter batting with the breeze at this end?
Yeah, it's the ultimate decision. I remember a number of conversations I had. Amelia Kerr, obviously a really classy leg spinner, and I remember often sort of saying to her, what end would you prefer to bowl at? You know, do you want the breeze to help you in terms of pace and have them hit into it, or is it more beneficial with drift? And that ultimately comes to a bowler's preference.
Well bowled.
Because you're really making a decision, you're benefiting one thing or the other, but you kind of win and lose in both cases. So I think if you want to bowl into the wind, you're going to maximise the opportunity for some drift. As he comes in.
Well bowled. Just really varying the pitch of the ball. He's getting some balls above the eye line, making the player come down and use his feet. I'm interested in your thoughts on elite players' routines and how they seem to get into these performance routines, and he seems to have the ability to do that. Do you have any thoughts on that, or anyone else that you know? Yeah,
I mean, you can point to a number of elite players. Steve Smith is a prominent example. He gets spoken about a lot. There's a lot of sort of fidgeting and movement and touching, you know, this thigh pad and this glove and this bat and tapping it in this way. I think it's really such an individual thing. I think cricket predisposes you to be able to have those routines before you face up as a batter, or when you're walking back to your mark as a bowler. I think everyone at whatever level could point to people in their team that have really deliberate and specific routines about what they do. And I think really it's just about making yourself comfortable. There's some sort of baseline sports psychology principles in understanding what you need to kind of focus yourself. The other thing the Magic are doing really well in that inner ring, they're really squeezing at cover and mid-wicket, and those quick singles just are not an option.
Quick single, and no, he's safe there. Preston White back in the I've been impressed with White too. He's played for Toombul, he's now with Caboolture, he's 31, he's had plenty of experience playing great cricket. And he's bowling with this breeze.
And again, then you're back to that same statement. Obviously, they would prefer that the batters to Preston are hitting into the wind, so they've made a call to bowl him with it. And he's really just sort of darting them in.
A little dab behind where first slip would have been, and they'll pick up an easy 2 just beyond the circle. let's take a look at the field, Kirby. We've got, what have we got? We've got a deep point. We've got a long off, a long on, a deep mid wicket. Are our fielders out and within a circle, well protected. Use of feet down the wicket.
Interesting, they've gone for sort of the deep cover point here, and there's actually quite a reasonable gap if he can beat cover, which is interesting. I think hitting down to deep mid wicket, deep long on, that's straight into the breeze, which is a high risk shot, obviously.
Square cut out to this man at deep point. They'll look for 2 in and out of the crease, and they'll come back for 2 and make that quite easily.
And White's really sort of tried to bowl into the wicket, obviously given that, you know, he's sort of almost encouraging them to try and hit a ball off a hard length down the ground, which is also into the wind, which makes that boundary option pretty tough. So he's executing that plan quite well.
I think it's McNeil now that needs to go. He's batting at about 100 down the wicket and pick up that single.
It's an interesting thing, isn't it, in T20 cricket? He's sort of the set batter, yet do you want him to be there at the end based on what his strengths are, and do you give a bit of a license to the person at the other end? Do you say to Michael, right, you know, you're 8 or 15 and why don't you have a crack if you're finding it a little bit tough? If you try and accelerate, and then McNeil sort of plays that consolidating role, and then he sort of saves his run till a little bit later. Nothing worse at this point than having 2 batters who are new to the crease when you're trying to increase a run rate with, you know, 7 overs to go.
Yeah, it's one of those. He's obviously set. He's batting at 100. And what you're saying there, maybe he should anchor it, and then, you know, the players coming in can really take some risks. So maybe it is Michael that really needs to go. Lovely bowling by Abbey again, bowling, you know, lovely flight above the eye line.
It's interesting they've bowled White and Abbey for their 4 straight through the middle. That's pretty rare in a T20 game of cricket that you'd be able to bowl 8 overs of the same 2 straight through the middle of the innings. That speaks to their execution.
Beautifully bowled. Varying his speed. Another dot ball, 1 for 15 off his 3.2. There's plenty of room. There's plenty of room here on the onside. Nudging out here for a single.
Yeah, again, just executing that so well. Just subtle variations in flight. Not quite sure whether they want to come down the wicket or not. Very happy to give them 1 to the leg side, and we can see that that's working really effectively. 2 for 74 in the 14th.
In the air, that's out. That's out. McNeil trying to force the scoring there. Nicely taken by that person at cover, mid-cover. And that's the 3rd wicket. That'll be the 3rd wicket now.
Yeah, how good's cricket, hey? Probably one of the lesser quality balls that he's bowled, and you sort of get a little bit excited. A bit of a drag down, sort of short on off stump, and hit it straight to cover. It can be a tough game at times when he's been pretty patient, McNeil.
Yeah, that was a good innings by McNeil, batting at 100, but yeah, a little drag down there, upish, square cut, nicely taken by cover. And I think we've got a special guest coming in.
We can let you know, folks, that delivery.
Darren Wolf Lehman. Darren, thanks for joining us.
Hello, Grant. How are you? Thanks for having me, mate. Yeah. Just come in the wicket, which is no good for the Bayside Pirates.
Can you tell me this? You've done everything in the game. What's it like being an owner?
It's nerve-wracking. I'd like to win, to be perfectly honest. But it's been really good, actually. You know, involving in the game a different side of it, administration side as such as an owner, but to see the players playing cricket. Great uniforms, great spectacle, so really enjoyable.
Lovely sweep there out to deep mid wickets. Have you been impressed with this bowling?
Yeah, they've been very good. so far. So now you get a bit of a wriggle on the Pirates. Obviously, you'd be hoping to get, say, 8 and over from here, which give you a reasonable total to defend. So they'll have to get moving, though.
Yeah, 3 for 75. Now, there's been a big rap on this, your wicketkeeper, Clay Beams.
Very good. Yeah, big rap on him. Ian Healy was very impressed when he's been watching around every weekend. He rang me and said, this Beams is a very good keeper, so keep an eye on him.
And apparently he likes keeping up to even the quicks. I mean, you can't get out of your crease.
Well, you know what it's like as a keeper, mate. It's quite hard work, isn't it? So to keep up to a guy that's medium pace up the stumps and does it very well. So you're really impressed with him, the way he's gone about it. I've been impressed with all the lads, actually, from the Pirates. They're a good bunch. Obviously missing a few experienced players through injury, etc., which doesn't help. But the young guys that come through, some of the 19s and that are coming in, has been excellent. So pleased for those young guys to get an opportunity.
Thornton's going to take up the attack now from the northern end. Adam Thornton. And he's wearing number 15, so that may be... Yeah, looks like we have Thornton on the screen there, the scorers. He may have changed his number. Yep, it is Adam Thornton. I was talking to Adam earlier, Buff, and he said, this really suits me, these 4 weekends. No issues around divorce. I'm not away for the whole 6 months. My wife's happy. I'll be back to do the lawn in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's been a good format. I like the concept, 4 weeks. Lots of players get an opportunity to play cricket. Lots of the juniors coming up in a bit over 3 weeks' time as well. Where it's 3 days at Marchant Park, and that's full on as well. So lots of opportunities for kids to go and play the game. The women's start as well at the same time.
A little nick down, a little nudge down, no, wide down leg side. Taking the pace off the ball.
We'll need a few more of those. So if we get to 130, the spin attack might be able to contain them. They're a very good side. Obviously the Magic, they've kept all their players. Another wide.
And Michael 9 off 19.
Strange for Andy Michael. He normally gives it a bit of a tonk. So it must mean the wicket's a little bit indifferent.
Yeah, that's the number 1. They've totally relayed 6 wickets over there. Local soil, brought it in. The groundsman Craig Jesberg said players these days like to see some grass on the wicket, whether you're a batter or you're a bowler, like have the ball coming on, and that's what they've achieved over there. He said this one's just getting a little bit tired now and needs a little bit of work.
Yeah, I suppose 3 weekends in a row as well, it will tire a little bit, but fantastic facilities out here. I've not been out here to watch a grade game yet, which I must come out because it's really well done. There's some grade being played at the same time as the Brisbane Premier League as well today.
Little nudge down to short front leg there. Just taking a look at this field again, we've got our deep cover, our deep long off and long on, and a deep mid wicket, and we've got a deep player there at that cow corner position. So plenty of protection there on the onside. Pad or pad? See the umpire? That's pad. So let's take a look. 3 for 80 now after 16. So with 4 hours left to go. Thanks for joining us, Wolf. It's really good to have you involved and part of the commentary. I'll hand it over to Evan Bancroft.
Thanks for having me, guys. Yeah.
Thanks, Grant. Darren, how are you, mate? Great to have you out here.
Yeah, thanks, Evan. Yeah, it's good to be out of quarantine. I spent 2 weeks in quarantine and then an extra couple of days, obviously, with a COVID test at home. So I've had, I think, 4 or 5 COVID tests in sort of 16 days, and nice to get out in the fresh air. And
can I just leave that thing in your nose and not have to do it?
Yeah, it's not very enjoyable.
Oh, actually, I had one. We were in that Indooroopilly cluster. I had the COVID test, and yeah, it wasn't a lot of fun. You guys need to get on with it here, don't you? You need to score.
Yeah, 30 balls. You want to try and score. You want to be 10 and over. Get you 140. If you can do that, then you'll be around the mark. So I have to get moving. But late order hitting, good running. They've bowled quite well though. The Magic.
They have. This young bloke Abby's bowled well. Or is this it's a change of bowler? Nicholson now, is it? Well, it looks also like that's the same one. That was Abby again. And that's well hit. Won't come back for 2.
Yeah, it's been good to get out of quarantine. Obviously, that was a tough time. Everyone that's going through or been through quarantine, hang in there because it's 2 weeks. It's a long time in 4 walls. But I was over there for the 100 with the Northern Superchargers.
Just pushes that for no run. So where do you do your 2 weeks? Just in a hotel, was it? Or?
Wherever they put you.
Yeah, where they put you. Yeah.
So I was in the Pacific in Wickham Terrace there. So for 2 weeks.
You have a veranda?
Didn't see anyone. I had a little, small one.
Nicholson it is here bowling. Very similar to Abbey. And just knocks it out for 1. That's Michael. I think you got Beams has joined him. I called him as the keeper earlier. Schubert's keeping from Caboolture. And Beams he's been a revelation.
It's been very good for us, one of the highlights. Oh, they're all good lads, and they're all learning the game, obviously, and it's been excellent to see them and meet them. I haven't met them, obviously, because they've been in quarantine, so the way they've gone about it. And
it's great to see a footballer who obviously was a great cricketer, and you would have played with a lot of very good Aussie rules players. They had to give it away because they had to pick one sport or another. To come back now and play here, it's great, isn't it?
It is good. You look at someone like Alex Carey who went the other way. Alex Keith is another one.
Okay, he's got that one. He hasn't got much of it, though, and it will drop short. Luckily, he didn't get a lot of it because they'll come back for 2. And just sort of scoop that one up a bit. And, Alex, there's some good cricketers. It's awful when you lose them.
Yeah, there is. I remember when I played, Craig Bradley played Shield cricket, and obviously Carlton legend, and there's a few guys that could have played both.
Jonathan Brown rates himself.
Very good, yeah, very good bowler. Played underage for Victoria, pretty sure.
Well bowled again. He goes for the sweep. There's a few. Actually, Jason Dunstall played for Eastern Suburbs in Brisbane. Won a premiership with Ian Healy in under-19s.
Oh, there you go. So there's a few out there, definitely. And it's good to see him going back. Beams has been excellent around the group, and he brings that sort of football mentality of teamwork and to the game. So I'm really pleased with his output in the competition. And he's one guy that, I think he plays down the coast, but he can almost play grade cricket. He's that highly regarded. So
pretty good standard down the Gold Coast now.
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot of grade cricketers from Brisbane who
Chris Swan and Nathan Reid and those guys are down there, aren't they?
Years ago, it was a Sunday comp, and a lot of the Brisbane grade guys would go down to get a bit of money. You get $10 a wicket.
Right.
And I think you got a bit of $50 for 100.
A bit of beer money.
I know Steve Story and a lot of those guys back in the old days. Who have we got here bowling? Looks like coming back into is Thornton again, who's from Maroochydore. And he just pushes it down for 1. Yeah, Thornton, a legend on the Sunshine Coast, and has scored 1 million runs and taken a heap of wickets up there over the years. And it's great to see a young bloke like him, he's only mid-30s, but he's got a bit more age than the other guys, coming back and playing in the Premier League, Brisbane Premier League, Mazda Brisbane Premier League, as he gets charged, leg side. He's going to call it a wide. Probably needed to. That's great. So, Buff, you had the 2 weeks there. You were over there in England. What was it like over there?
A little bit different to here.
That's in the air. It's just over his head. He needed to be a little bit taller. Come back for 2.
Yeah, a little bit different here with COVID, obviously. You double vaxxed. A lot of people there, 70%. Hopefully we get there soon to start to open up, obviously. So you went around pretty much as normal in England. And you see the English Premier League overnight. That was played in front of full houses, and the games in the 100 were full houses.
And his charges slowed that one up a little bit. Thornton is showing his experience. And Michael's just gone for the big charge, and he needs to get on with it. He's 13 off 26. He's just, as you said earlier, he does like to give it a bit of a hit. I think the slower wicket, which might help you guys too, it is slowing up a bit. There's the full toss that he's hit for. That looks like it might be a maximum, and it goes for 6.
Yeah,
that's important.
Much needed boundary there. That's what you got to try and do and get that 10 and over. So, we were looking at trying to get to 140. You need a couple of boundaries. If we can get another boundary in the rest of this over, get to 100, and then have 1 or 2 good overs in those last 3. You can get to 140, but you're going to need, in the next sort of 20 balls left, you're going to have to hit probably 6 or 7 boundaries from there to pull it back and to give them something to bowl at.
And on cue, he does charge, and he's hit it in between the 2 fields, but he gets around pretty quickly, just gets the 1.
Yeah, so England was, the 100 was a fantastic concept. Really enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy the quarantine on the way home, but I enjoyed the competition. We had 20,000 most games, packed houses, sold out, lots of singing, lots of people enjoying themselves.
And that's a shot by Clay Beams. That's a fantastic shot behind square for 6, I think. It's only 4. A long way away there. You'd take a pretty expensive Uber to get to the other side of the ground from where we are. That's my excuse for calling it a 6. A good shot, though.
Yeah, it was a good shot. That's the over they needed. And then they need 2 big ones in the next 3 overs. If they can pick up sort of 30 to 40, it gives them something to bowl out on a slow wicket. So
it's like saying all of that. You do the 2 weeks when you get home, but on the plane, can you still have a couple of beers and a glass of red on the plane?
Oh yeah, you can still have a beer if you want.
So you're not,
I'm not that way inclined actually on the plane. So you just watch movies and catch up on what's going on around the world, I suppose. So.
Oh, that's good. Good to be back. There's still a few of the Aussie boys over there. Chris Lynn's still over there.
Yeah, well they've gone straight to IPL. So that's, as we saw overnight, or 2 nights ago, the England test got cancelled for COVID, so that's always the big risk at the moment. And IPL starts up in, I think, about 5 or 6 days now, so that'll be an exciting time.
He just travels, doesn't he, now, Lenny? He's also involved. He's one of the owners of one of the BPL sides.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see him playing.
I tell you what, I wouldn't like to see Lenny heading towards the airport if there was an F-111 taking off, but as he moves in again, Nicholson, and that's stumped. That's out. And he charged Michael. He probably gave that away. He had to go, and he bowled another very good ball. And Nicholson's taken a wicket. I think they all just bowl like Swepson.
Yeah, they're all now, aren't they? A couple of leg spinners and stacked with spin, and our blokes have struggled with it today so far. So Michael 20 off 28. That's he did a reasonable job, but he'd be a little bit disappointed there. But good piece of bowling. You're right, very Swepson-like.
He might have. Has he got an academy, Swepson, or something like that? I'll tell you.
Well, you can do worse than model yourself off young Mitchell Swepson. He's a very good bowler, obviously playing for Australia and the Brisbane Heat and Queensland Bulls, and breakout year for him last year with the Bulls. So.
It is fantastic. So we've got a new batsman coming in, which is good to see, and I think it probably is Brendan Honeybrook, and he's going to come out with no time to settle in. You've got 3 overs. Just go hard. You've got wickets in hand. You guys and your team, the Pirates, this has to win big. Hopefully the Magic might just, because they're on top, they might come out and be a bit up on their game.
It certainly doesn't look like it's a free scoring wicket, this one, does it? Although once 2 sides playing it, you might know they might come out and play totally different, and that'll be a testament to their bowling then, how they've bowled in this innings.
It was only 130 in the first game, the 7:30 a.m. game this morning. Darren, so 130 was chased down by the Kings, and Sean Brown batted very, very well. But he had to wait. He did say that he had to wait a bit longer for the ball to get to him. But taking strike will be Honeybrook. Lefty. Couple back out. Fantastic. Gives it a lot of air. Run out on here. And out. So risks being taken, which have to be taken, but it's only 4 for. But I think they just need to still got to get through these overs. And Honeybrook decided there was a run on. If he went, there was a bit of indecision from his batting partner Beams, but not sure whose fault it was. But they'll work it out later on.
Yeah, just a mix-up there, wasn't it? Good piece of bowling. The
getting run out.
Tell you what, that might be a lot closer. good, brave decision from the umpire there, I would have thought.
It was a bit.
Yeah.
The getting run out, do you ever get run out of the bowlers in your career, Darren? Did you ever get the one, what do they call it, a diamond duck?
Yeah, I learned very quickly not to do that. Make sure you don't get run out in the game of cricket where possible. So he'll be disappointed there. It's one of those things when you're trying to chase quick runs, get down the other end, a little mix-up. If they went off straight away, they would have got there, obviously. So Honeybrook departs.
Honeybrook's out. The score at the moment, 4 for 100. We're in the 18th, 5 for now. And beautiful day. There's a good breeze. It sort of gusts out here. Last week it was gusting to 50 kilometres an hour.
It's a nice day.
It is a lovely, lovely day. And you're heading out to the 19s too. It's lots of cricket going on with the Brisbane Premier League.
Yeah, there is. I want to see the young guys go at it. They've been
a nice shot.
Excellent. Our juniors or 19s have been a little bit more successful than our senior side as such, and they're a chance to play in the finals next week. So get out there and watch them this afternoon and see them. Some nice young players there. So
that's the great thing about the Brisbane Premier League, Buff, isn't it? There's the juniors are coming on next week. There's going to be some big games the week after next, and the 19s, and everyone's playing cricket. And it's just got a little edge on that down to for 1.
Yeah, well, it's great, isn't it? Sheer numbers playing cricket all year round, and that's what it's about. Brisbane Premier League, getting more people involved in the game from different districts and different venues and areas, and obviously the female game starting up as well. We're looking forward to that. No, it's been a lot of work behind the scenes, and there's some really good cricket on the show.
Harrison Clark Burnham from the sunny coast. Good lad. And that's a lovely shot for 1. He's got some raps on him too. He scored a few runs last year for the sunny coast, and I think he's only a young fella, but I was having a chat to him earlier on. He loves his cricket and he can bat. Beams on strike. Straight down for 1. Need more than 1s, I think, at the moment.
Yep, we certainly do. So you've got 2 overs to go. You're really now looking at, you need to get at least 10 and over in those 2 overs, and hopefully a couple of 15s or 1 big over that gets you the total of 130. That's going to be the key. Hitting with the breeze. They've sort of fielded quite well. Magic, they've bowled quite well. Now it's a case of if the Pirates can just get away a little bit, 1 big over, and give themselves something to bowl out.
It's just keeping your head, isn't it, when you're trying to keep it still, when you're trying to slog. It's harder for the tail enders. Tail enders, their head moves around like you're at a late night.
It's a catch-22. Obviously you've got to pick your area, and you've got to hope the ball's bowled in the sort of area you're hoping, and the field dictates what they're going to bowl a little bit. They've got all the offside up, so they're going to bowl slow into the wicket, you would think, here.
I think this is Brenton Edwards again. He's a young lad that came down from Cairns, 37 years of age, young lad compared to myself, and missed out the amateurs, the race day, and he's here playing cricket. And that's a good shot over mid-wicket. He hasn't got all of it, but it will go for 4. Great shot. That's the start you needed, Buff.
There's one of the boundaries. In the next 12 balls, you're probably going to hit 5 or 6 boundaries, so you've got to get moving. They're going to need 1 big over to give them something to strive for, though it is a slow outfield, slow wicket, so again, as I said before, until both sides battle it, you won't know what a good score is.
Early wickets will be super important.
Pretty key in most games of cricket anyway, Evan. You need early wickets, so...
Brenton Edwards, though, well done on not going to the races and being down here playing cricket. And he's got he hasn't got, that's the top edge, and it'll be caught at mid-wicket, or should be caught, and it is. It's out, caught by Sipple. I think it is. No, it's not. But good catch. He had to keep going.
Yeah, 19 off 13. He played quite well, Beams. Now it's a case of another wicket, though, 6 for 109, and needs some boundaries to come from somewhere.
It sure does, and I think we'll have the tail enders coming in now, and that sometimes can be a good thing because they'll have a swing and
they can get lucky, can't they?
They can get lucky, no pressure.
So he's trying to go, it's sort of hitting into the breeze there, trying to replicate what happened to the ball before. And that's sometimes the difference with the offside field up. He probably should have tried to hit that through the offside.
The batting cricket, Darren, being back up in Queensland now, you been here a few years now, haven't you?
Yeah, it's over 10 years now. Been around, so I love it. I mean, weather's always pretty good, isn't it? Sun, surf, and good people, nice, relaxed lifestyle. So I've really enjoyed being here in Queensland. I miss family and friends in Adelaide, obviously, but at the end of the day, I made a choice, all those years ago to come and coach the Bulls, which was one of the best things I ever did. So, I'm really enjoying my time back with the Brisbane Heat and Queensland cricket as such. And just giving back to the game. I mean, the game gave me so much. It gave me more than I could ever imagine. So just to be involved in the game still is excellent and great fun.
Queensland coming off a Shield victory too, as Edwards moves into bowl. And that's out too. He's on a hat-trick. He had to go for it, young Clark Burnham. So we... unfortunately, though, a wicket ball is a dot ball, isn't it, Darren?
That's right. Actually, one of the rules changes that happened in the 100 was if bowler got the wicket, the new batter had to face up. You couldn't, even if you crossed, you had to face up. So I actually liked that change in the game. So you never had, and the new batter always had to face the next ball. So I'd like to see it come into all cricket, actually. It gives the bowlers a little bit of a chance. And it changed the game a couple of times where, the new batter came in, he couldn't get off strike straight away. So your over went quite quickly and gave you a little bit of protection as a bowler. So I actually don't mind that.
More chance for a hat-trick if you've got number 11 coming in. If they cross it, number 4 or 5 are in.
Yeah.
But there's, actually, I do like that. How did that work? Is this 100 balls, wasn't it? 100 balls.
Yeah, so you had 10 balls each end, basically, sets of 5, so you had 25 ball overs instead of 26 ball overs. And for our viewers, you basically had 10 balls at one end. You could bowl 10 if you wanted to, 2 lots of 5, or you bowled 5 and someone else bowled another 5. But if you lost the wicket, you didn't change ends. You just, new batter came in.
So he's on a hat-trick from 2 big slog shots, but they all count. Good luck. Oh, that was probably obviously the best ball of the 3 of them.
Oh, how's that missed?
That's very close to the young Cairns lad getting a hat-trick after 60 this morning. He'll be going, how good's this club cricket down in Brisbane, or this Brisbane Premier League cricket?
It's pretty good, isn't it? He flew in last night, I was told by the owners of the Magic, and that's a great commitment, really. Fly down, play.
Oh. And then he's gone for another big hit and missed it. And that's Henderson, Josh Henderson, I think that is. Played in the Premiership with Redlands a few years ago. And back at the coast. I think he might have nearly... Very good cricketer too. Bowls well. He'll be very important.
Yeah, he will be. Swings the ball and bowls a heavy ball, so he'll be important early to get some early wickets for us.
So that 100, that just makes it a bit shorter too, doesn't it? By not a lot, but... There we go. That's no run again. Bring it over.
Yeah, it does. It makes it... look, it finishes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes quicker than a T20 game, and they can quicken up as well, which they will do next year. So, it could all of a sudden be 45 minutes, 50 minutes quicker than a T20 game, which I think in this day and age some people want as well, dare I say. The youngsters out there, they want a quicker game. So it's a really interesting one where it sits in terms of the game itself. I think it'll stay as an England product as such. T20's thriving in this country.
Big crowds? They get big crowds?
Huge crowds. Sold out every game. It was unbelievable.
I suppose they just needed stuff over there, didn't they? In England, it's been a lockdown, and we've got the last over to be bowled. Just looking now to get to that 120, 130.
I don't know how we're going to get there, mate.
It's going to be hard. You have to take the leggy on. Nicholson, 109.
The one advantage you've got is they're hitting with the breeze here, so if
Henderson can whack it.
If they get it right, get it in the air and let it sail.
And he's got that. That's a good start. He's going to be down his throat. It is, and it's a good catch. Unfortunately, that boundary just a bit further than he hit that, and he's out.
But the right idea. He just needed a little bit more elevation there. That was 6.
It was, and unfortunately, their 7th wicket. Henderson's out, and here we are on the... He hits it pretty well. He looked like he had it, but it's a long boundary out there.
It is a long boundary, isn't it?
Good catch. Judged it very well.
Just would like to see that go for 6.
I think it would have been good for the game. But as you said, the wicket just seems to be slowing up even a bit more now than it was in this morning's game and the 7:30 game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays. You see 8 for 100 in the last 4 batsmen haven't really troubled the scorers too much. No, that happens when you have to go for it.
You've been smashed by injuries.
Yeah, we've lost 6 or 7 from our first choice at the draft, so that could happen. You know, obviously
sure
you don't
can.
want it to.
Yeah, well done. He's used his feet. Only got the one, but very well bowled by Nicholson. Not scared to throw it in the air. And now you've probably got the bloke on strike.
That can hit a couple of boundaries.
Actually is Henderson now.
Yeah.
It was, they had that before, so... And it's Lutter at the other end, but Henderson will give him a whack. And that's going to bounce. He'll have to come back for 2, Lutter, as he has put the pressure back on. Well done. Okay, what's that one? 12. 8 for 112.
Two sixes.
2 6s?
Oh, I like that.
Where are you going? Buff? Which?
Oh, he'll go with the breeze,
Gotta
won't he?
go with
So
the breeze.
he's going to go mid-on or cow.
Take on the
He'll take
tower?
on the fielder again. He's just got to get in there. Let the breeze take it. Oh, he's
Okay, well
gone the other
played.
way.
Very well played. He'll come back for 2. Got to go, son. Got to go. Okay, just took the one. Probably needed to run that one a bit harder, but that's okay. He might know that he can do it better than...
Yep.
Lutter might be a big hitter himself.
You might be right.
Needs to. Oh, that's stumped. That's out. Very well bowled. Tough though. Tough for Lutter to come in and just have to slog.
Yeah, it is tough for the young man.
Not the bowlers. Sometimes the bowlers have the responsibility to do the job at the end. And just got it's well taken by the keeper. Shepherd.
He's had a good couple of stumpings this game.
So we were, as I said, we were talking about clay beams earlier. He's been wrapped up by Ian Healy, Dom Overton, Grant O'Hara, every keeper I've seen. So he must be looking forward to seeing him keep.
Yeah, hopefully he gets a few stumpings as well.
I think he's going to
need to.
He's going to need to. He will. And Big Josh says to the new batsman, young Apini, just whack it as long as you can hit it. And he gets a little nick. That'll do. Now run back, come back for 2 and push 3. Henderson will push 3. He'll just come here as he does. Well run and makes it home. Don't think he's run 3 for a while.
Good running.
It's very good running. So that gives just helps a little bit. But the bowlers will be who are out there now batting will be knowing that and that's the end. 9 for 116, 117 to win. And in the end, Wolf, a bit disappointing, but again, only one team has...
Only one team's batted, that's exactly right. So with my owner's hat on, hopefully that's enough. It has to be.
Good luck with your under-19s. You're going to go and see how they're going.
Yeah, I'm going to get
fantastic to have you out of quarantine and back with us all. And it's all good.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
No more quarantine for a while?
No, not for a while. Didn't enjoy that at all. So it's nice to be home and watching some cricket out, obviously in the local fields, and now obviously getting set for the BBL and all that as well. So it'll be a good couple of months of cricket coming up. Summer's here. Great
to have Darren Lehman live on KO. Thanks, Darren. So just looking back at that, 9 for 116, and that was the Pirates, the Bayside Pirates, who need to win with a bonus point. So they're going to have to bowl extremely well in the next innings, and they can do it. They've got a very good attack, and maybe it's time for them, and maybe the Magic mate who are already through might just go a little bit easier and maybe take them for granted. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they go. Good luck to the Pirates. We'll be back shortly.
Edwards, nice control, just using that breeze.
Whoa, that's straight through him. No appeal. The keeper appealed.
Stay down, stay low, stay as low as you can.
Charges down and hits that over through cover. for 4. Lovely shot, well timed. Fan, we do need to take a couple of risks.
And as you said, a bonus point. They need a bonus point win.
The big shout.
Not out.
The coach. And that's out.
Oh, there's a wicket.
And that's out to Val. Is gone.
Up pitch to...
It's the coach. And that's out.
Oh, there's a wicket.
And that's out to Val. Is gone.
Up pitch to...
Decides to kick on or not.
I think you're right, and there are a few big hitters there, and that one there is a great shot, straight.
Decides to kick on or not.
I think you're right, and there are a few big hitters there, and that one there is a great shot, straight. There's to be a lot of spinners. And that's bowled him! Straight through, well bowled by Abbey, straight through Guitar. Seems to be a lot of spinners. And that's bowled him! Straight through, well bowled by Abbey, straight through Guitar.
Effectively 2 for 74 in the 14th.
In the air, that's out. That's out.
Really,
There's the full toss that he's hit for. That looks like it might be a maximum. Up a bit. There's the full toss that he's hit for. That looks like it might be a maximum. Up a bit.
Lots of singing, lots of people enjoying
And
themselves.
that's a shot by Clay Beams. That's a fantastic shot behind square for 6, I think. It's only 4.
Lots of singing, lots of people enjoying
And
themselves.
that's a shot by Clay Beams. That's a fantastic shot behind square for 6, I think. It's only 4. But as he moves in again, Nicholson. And that's stumped. That's out. And he charged Michael New. He probably gave that away. He had to go. Take it. Fantastic. Gives it a lot of air. Run out on here. And out. So, fantastic. Gives it a lot of air. Run out on here. And out. So, and missed the amateurs, the race day, and he's here playing cricket. And that's a good shot over mid-wicket. He hasn't got all of it, but it will go for 4. Great shot. That's the start you needed, Buff.
There's one of the boundaries.
This isn't being down here playing cricket. And he's got one, no, he hasn't got, that's the top edge, and it'll be caught at mid-wicket, or should be caught. And it is, it's out, caught by Sipple. I think it is, no, it's not. But good catch. As Edwards moves into bowl. And that's out too, he's on a hat-trick. He had to go for it, young, the race shots, but they all count. Good luck. Oh, that was probably the best, obviously the best ball of the 3.
Get it in the air and let it sail.
And he's got that. That's a good start. He's going to be down his throat. It is, and it's a good catch. Unfortunately, that boundary just a bit further than he hit that, and he slopped. Oh, that's stumped. That's out. Oh, that's stumped. That's out.
Edwards, nice control, just using that breeze.
Whoa, that's straight through him. No appeal. The keeper appeal.
Stay down, stay low, stay as low as you can.
Charges down and hits that over through cover for 4. Lovely shot, well timed. Fantastic. You do need to take a couple of risks.
And as you said, a bonus point. They need a bonus point win.
The big shout.
Not out.
And that's out.
Oh, there's a wicket.
And that's out to Val. Is gone.
Up pitch to...
Ipswich. And that's out.
Oh, there's a wicket.
And that's out to Val. Is gone.
Up pitch to...
Ipswich.
Decides to kick on or not.
I think you're right, and there are a few big hitters there, and that one there is a great shot, straight. Coach.
Decides to kick on or not.
I think you're right, and there are a few big hitters there, and that one there is a great shot, straight. coached to be a lot of spinners. And that's bowled him! Straight through, well bowled by Abbey, straight through Guitam. Said it to be a lot of spinners. And that's bowled him! Straight through, well bowled by Abbey, straight through Guitam.
It's effectively 2 for 74 in the 14th.
In the air, that's out. That's out.
There's the full toss that he's hit for. That looks like it might be a maximum. There's the full toss that he's hit for. That looks like it might be a maximum.
Lots of singing, lots of people enjoying themselves.
That's a shot by Clay Beams. That's a fantastic shot behind square for 6, I think. No, it's only 4.
Lots of singing, lots of people enjoying themselves.
That's a shot by Clay Beams. That's a fantastic shot behind square for 6, I think. No, it's only 4. But as he moves in again, Nicholson. And that's stumped. That's out. And he charged Michael. He probably gave that away. He had to go. Fantastic. Gives it a lot of air. Run out on here. And out. So, fantastic. Gives it a lot of air. Run out on here. And out.
See the last picture.
Hi everybody and welcome back to our coverage of the Mazda Brisbane Premier League 01. This is round 3, game 2, the Bayside Pirates versus the Moreton Magic. And the Pirates are battered and the Magic are chasing 116 runs. The leading run scorer was McNeil, 36 off 38 deliveries, and Michael, 20 off 29 balls. Pick of the bowlers, Tom Nicholson, 3 for 17, and Brenton Edwards, 2 for 22. I'm Grant O'Hara. I'm joined by Kirby Short. Hello, Kirby.
Hello, Grant. Thank you for having me back again for second innings.
Oh, great to have you back. Got a lovely day out here at the Ivor Marsden Complex out at Ipswich. And one thing, the Moreton Magic are leading this competition, and if they can pick these 116 off in under 16 overs, they will pick up a bonus point. So we have Stewart opening the batting with Edwards, and Henderson taking up the bowling from the northern end. Oh, nice start. Short of a length. It got big on Stewart then. Well played in the end. Just deflected it down to the offside. But here's a big fast bowler in Henderson who's going to make the most of these very blustery conditions at the moment, Kirby.
Yeah, the wind literally just picked up. It's over his right shoulder, so get a little bit of shape away, I would imagine. It was interesting, we saw a lot of spin in the first innings, so it'll be interesting to see whether it's just pace up front or whether that's throughout their innings for the Magic.
A little dab down to into the gully, and that's the first run. There's a run there to Stewart. And that's always a relief. Any format of the game, isn't it? Getting off strike, getting down the other end.
I think that first delivery surprised him a little bit, so I think it's nice to get some sort of bat on ball and just get yourself up the other end and assess the conditions a little more. It's pros and cons of facing the first ball, that's for sure. Sometimes you get a nice loose one, sometimes it's a bit, now you're going. So he's done well to navigate that and get up the other end, and best spot to be.
Nice start by Edwards. Here's our man, Kirby, our man from Cairns. He's in Cairns. He drove past the Cairns amateurs yesterday on his way to the airport. Okay, mate, you're playing for the leaders, the Moreton. So he's down and off the plane last night into his first game, 60 odd off 30 balls. So he's done very well.
He's whacked him this morning, bowled well in the second game, and now he's opening up.
Good cricket. Just top of off bail there. No run.
I think that's the beauty too of this situation. You know, 116, it's always difficult to know. You don't want to rush to a judgment about a wicket or conditions until both sides have played. I know there was about 130 scored on this. Very hard deck, pretty even coating of grass, so I would expect that they would be able to run these down and be trying to quite quickly.
Playing a miss. Well bowled. Lovely bowling. It's a fantastic concept, isn't it?
Yeah, brilliant. Just opportunity for people to play more cricket. I know that COVID sort of impacted the timing of the competition, which was unfortunate, but still brilliant. They've been able to get it off the ground and create opportunities.
Short again. Just a little nudge there on back of the square.
I mean, the beauty of it too is that you've got multiple age groups, don't you? You know, you're talking grassroots right through the senior competition that we're looking at the moment, but there's under-19 games happening. I know that the under-19 women, their competition will start next week as well. It's just so exciting to have more chance to play games. I think everyone in any profession, you know yourself, unless you're actually in it, whether it's playing games of sport as opposed to training, whether it's doing, you know, placements as a doctor, for example, you learn so much more when you actually get the chance to be in the situation that is authentic. You learn so much about your own game and about tactics, so brilliant to have the chance to play more games of cricket.
Taking up the bowling at the southern end now is Sunam Guttam from the Southern Districts Club. He's played in South Australia, a real journeyman of cricket, and he's chosen as a spinner to bowl into the breeze, which should really help his flight. Stewart on strike. A good start by the Pirates, number 3. Down the wicket. Full swing, big blow, and that's a 6.
That is a serious cricket shot.
Didn't he hit that beautifully? As we were saying in the previous innings, you take that choice as a spinner, don't you? Do I bowl into the breeze and then have, you know, the batter that chance of hitting with the breeze? And that's exactly what happened there. Yes. He threw it up.
Yeah. Northwesterly blowing. He's literally hit that over long off.
With the breeze?
Beautifully down the ground with the breeze. It's gone over the fence. Retrieving it now. That's just smart cricket. no boundary rider out there, it's a really safe shot, and you always want to be looking straight down the ground, and with the wind is a bonus.
I like the way Gadam just said, look, I'm going to throw this up. Let's get this above your eye line, tempt you. Well, it went for a maximum, went nearly into Ambley Air Base. And again, down on the knee, one knee, over deep mid-wicket, and that's another 6. Back-to-back 6s. Lovely batting by Stewart. Isn't that the way to get the innings kick-started? We've got our 2 fielders out in the first 4 overs, and they are, where are they? We've got a deep mid-wicket.
It's more a deep square.
Square it is too, yeah.
That's well bowled. Good response.
Didn't throw that up the 3rd time, did he?
No, you can be brave twice, but I think that was probably a smart choice.
That's out. Well bowled, Gadam. Very well bowled. Gave it a little bit of width. Darted it into the wicket, and that's out. Well stumped.
That's just really intelligent cricket. As you said, he brave enough to toss it up a couple of times and got taken to town twice. Made the adjustment, 3rd ball, got a dot, and then a really quality, again, just a subtle change into the wicket, and he ran straight past it.
That's a good stumping. Stewart's his eyes lit up again there. Darted outside off, and a lovely piece of stumping there.
I think if you're talking tactics, it is tempting as a batter knowing you are hitting with the breeze. Obviously, there was a really deliberate choice there to try and attack and to hit down the ground with the wind, which is really logical. It doesn't mean you necessarily need to go every time, particularly when you're chasing a low total.
And that was Clay Beams, a highly credentialed AFL player, plays his cricket down the coast these days. And he actually will keep up over the stumps to anything around medium pace down, which means that he's going to anchor the batter in his crease. And on that occasion, if you go outside your crease, he's going to take off the bails. And what a good comeback by the bowler. 2 big 6s, and then 2 dot balls, one being a wicket.
Yeah, he'll be doing well to get himself out of this over. Seasoned campaigner in Batichotto.
Quick single. Yeah, well run. Just dabbed it down to offside.
Interesting to see how the Magic approach this. Obviously, that bonus point looms, and that would be helpful for them. They're right up the top of the table, and Edwards obviously has whacked them this morning. Glenn Batichotto joins him, and he's Peter Burge medal winner, and his credentials are endless. So this will be a really important partnership. I think if they do want to genuinely chase that bonus point, they can position themselves really well and early in the innings with these 2 at the crease.
It's been such a festival of cricket. Everywhere you look around, there are people playing cricket, people enjoying themselves. We've got under 19s, we've got our seniors. It's just been a great 3 days.
I think the beauty of this, you've got I think Batichotto might be pushing 40 if he's not there yet.
You've got 40.
Him on strike at 40, years and years of cricket under his belt. You've got under 19 boys playing on the back oval, under 19 girls will be starting next week. It's positive for the game.
Quick single and home safely. And here's what we were saying, Kirby. We've got Clay Beams keeping over the top to Henderson, who bowled a couple of really heavy balls in that first over. And no, this is a new batter, but as I said, anything medium pace, new bowler, with Henderson. Full ball, out to cover, no run.
Be a bit annoyed not to squeeze that one through. I think he's not been offering too many freebies in his first couple of deliveries, sort of banging into that back of a length, and he lost that one a little full toss and wasn't quite able to squeeze it through the covers, unfortunately. That would have been a nice little freebie for Edwards.
Bowled. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
He kept his front arm down. didn't put his front arm up at all, and he had a little off-spinning action there. That's obviously a variation from him, obviously another speed, and brought in that spinning delivery.
Typically the art of a slower ball is disguising it, but I'm not sure ditching the front arm necessarily serves that purpose, but that's okay. Each to their own. Got a dot ball.
And he's coming over the wicket now. And that's in the air. Player coming under it and takes it.
Great catch.
Yeah, very good catch. That was not as easy as it looked. It's swirling up there, and we have a wicket. The change of angle there coming over the wicket to the left-hander. The dangerous Edwards out after scoring a lot of runs in his first game down from Cairns, and that's a big wicket.
Very much so. I really appreciate the subtle changes that Henderson's making with or without his front arm. He's gone back pace on there, and a tough catch. No clouds in the sky today, very swirly breeze. People can assume they'll be taken, but they're not always as easy as they look, so that's a really important wicket. Spoke to that being a pretty important partnership for the Magic, and a nice one to break early for the Pirates, so see how we go here. Another one makes it interesting.
Yeah, 2 for 17. Batichetti 2 not out. We've lost 2 wickets. Dane Stewart and Brenton Edwards. Preston White is the new batter now. Big hitter, White. Well bowled, Hendo. We hear from the field, and that was very well bowled. 1 for 4 in his first over. He'd be thrilled with his start. He's coming back around the wicket now to the left-hander. We'll be looking to give this left-hander no width. He's got a deep mid-on in place and a deep mid-wicket. It's in the air again. Deep mid-wicket's coming in, and it'll bounce. 1 bounce, and they'll look for 2, and they'll come back for 2 and get the 2 quite easily. Didn't quite get that.
No, held up in the breeze a little too. Henderson just really great control of his variations, coming over, coming round. That no front arm slower ball that we saw in that over as well. So really well executed over and was rewarded as well. Henderson, well bowled.
He really got that on the top of his bat, didn't he? And probably luckily so, because it would have been right down deep mid-wicket's throat. Henderson, what a good over. 1 for 6 off his over. 2 for 19.
And they're sticking with the pace on, pace off mentality to start their innings. Deep mid-wicket. And a long on. So 2 out on the leg side here. Just pushing that mid-wicket a little bit straighter. Oh no, sorry. We've got a lefty.
Yeah,
deep cover.
Yep.
No, righty.
Just a flick.
Yeah, well bowled.
Into the onside. He'll be happy with them taking 1s. Get him.
And that's good from White as well. He's the new batter to the crease. He's the right hand of the right-left combination that the Magic have out there at the moment, and get up and down, assess the conditions, and then he'll accelerate, I would expect.
Let's see what they're doing for Batichetti. They're putting the deep mid-wicket, our deep square leg out, and a long off. Doesn't he hit that beautifully? Great left-hander shot. Out between mid-wicket and mid-on for an easy 2. Looks in great touch. He's played T20 cricket. He played in the Australian under-19 side. He went to a 2000 World Cup. Very well credentialed player. Still loving and playing the game at 40. Square cut, late cut. No run. Well bowled.
Interesting field placement too here. We can see that deep backward square and the long off, and I just wonder whether that's about the breeze or whether that's about the plan. It's an interesting field placement.
Quick single.
Good
They'll
cricket.
get that. Good cricket. Well bowled and well run.
Talk about a seasoned veteran. He's just played a textbook left-handed flick off his legs, and then he's just a little drop and run.
We're starting to see the smart ball stats. Down leg side. Shout from the bowler only, but see the revs. We're looking at the revs here.
Yeah.
1,035 revs. One of his earlier balls with 3,000 revs. So this is the smart ball that has the chip inside the ball.
Yeah, brilliant. Very accountable.
In the air, down the mid-wicket, coming around. One bounce, over the boundary for 4. Didn't quite get all of that either, but was enough to get that boundary going, batting, the ball going, running with the breeze.
It's the big challenge of cricket. They sort of push that deep mid-wicket a little straighter, and really intelligent batting. He's then gone a bit squarer to take it over square leg for a boundary, which is a really well executed over from the batting partnership there from the Magic. Bhattacharya worked that one for a couple off his legs, drop and run, capitalise that last ball of the over. It's really intelligent chasing.
So what have we got now? 2 for 27 off the 4 overs, striking just under 7. Bhattacharya, clearly the man that's going to anchor this innings now with Preston White in. And is it Henderson going to... Yes, it looks like Henderson's going to continue. And I saw there's a power play being called. So this is an interesting tactic.
Henderson will continue his very good spell from the front.
I believe that was a signal for a power play signal, but it does look... Yeah, no, is there any confusion about what's happening here with his field? We've got at least 3 out. Maybe that wasn't. Well bowled, well taken. Henderson really varying his deliveries here, making it very difficult for the left-handers.
Yeah, good control. We can see from the smart ball there, he's last over banging them in sort of 110, 115, and then that one's down to 95. He's really mixing up his pace subtly and length as well.
Down the ground. Just be a single. Nicely struck there by Bhattacharya, but well bowled again. Bowling to his field.
Yeah, he's pushed long on, long off out. Take the one down the ground. It's good cricket, and then he's making an adjustment now for the right-hander.
And the revs on that, 1,280 odd revs on that ball. So this is from the Sport Core team, the world's first smart cricket ball. It's being used in the Premier League. It's technology that feeds back the data on both spin revolutions, both into the wicket and out of the wicket, which is something that's very unique. Henderson to White. Bowled.
Yeah, it's incredible the iterations of technology that you enable you to learn more and more about the game, whether it's, you know, revs and pace. I mean, sports science and what that allows injury prevention to look like in high performance teams. It's pretty incredible how that continues to inform what we do in the game.
Slow ball, no run. Very impressed with Josh Henderson, 32. He plays for the Camira Hope Island club. Obviously plenty of experience. Gee, big wicket taker in that competition.
Yeah, 1 for 7 in his third over. He's just taking the pace right off that again, down sort of to 75 k an hour. Has absolute control of his craft.
Little dab down, quick single. Might have been out.
Yeah, run out very much on there. That's risky, and that's again the pressure of T20 cricket. They don't necessarily need to force that, but Henderson's bowling such good areas, they feel like they need to get themselves up and down the wicket. 1 for 8, still in his third, 1 delivery left in his third over. Henderson is doing a sensational job.
Yeah, let's see where his pockets are. He's definitely got some space behind square on the onside. and down the square leg. Picked up. Just fairly curvy. They could have really pushed hard there. Maybe just put a little bit of pressure on the fielder, but settled for one.
Yeah, potentially psyched out after that last near miss. Maybe also pretty happy to get out of that Henderson's third over. He's 1 for 9 after his 3. That's a really good spell of bowling. Be interested to see whether they play through there and he bowls his 4th straight. He's done a really wonderful job of containing lots of slower balls, banging it into a back of a length, and made life pretty difficult for openers.
Hey, Kirby. Grant's just popped out. Can't get a drink of water, and good, welcome.
I should welcome you back, shouldn't I?
No, it's great to be back. Hey, I think you'd have to keep bowling. Henderson's bowled so well there. I mean, they've got to get him out. They've got to get the bonus point. They've got to roll them. And Henderson bowls superbly. And Clay Beams, how well's he keeping?
Yeah, it's tight, isn't it? It's pretty spoilt with his sporting pedigree, and he could obviously pick whatever he liked.
Michael bowls and just Batichotto just knocks it down for 1. They don't really have to do a lot. The Magic, they're already on top. They'd like the bonus point themselves. They want to keep going, don't they?
Yeah, they're sort of right up the top. I think it's the Kings that they're sort of right at the top of the table with, and they're almost going win for win and bonus point for bonus point. So we saw the Kings have a really comfortable win this morning, so they're probably chasing the same.
Yeah, nice pull shot there. That's a great shot by White, and that'll go for 4. Fantastic. He always gives it a good whack, White. Fantastic career at Toombul, and now he's in the twilight playing for the Magic, and has had a very good few days of cricket with them. Just laid back on that, and just a little bit short from Michael. Another short one, and that's another pull shot. This won't go for 4. Yes, it will. Dick mid-on just dived over it.
It's interesting, probably says a bit about the pace of the wicket too, isn't it? Like, they are short, but he's actually hitting those quite straight. Like, he's essentially hitting those to a sort of a straight mid-wicket, or splitting long on a mid-wicket, which isn't necessarily where you would always see a pull shot end up. So doing a good job to jump on those short deliveries and make the most.
And I think he's just, Michael's just trying stuff. They've got to get wickets. That's no run that time. Playing all his cricket press, a lot of his cricket at Toombul. That short boundary there.
Yeah,
with the railway station.
That's right. It's folklore, isn't it, at that club, how many balls disappear onto the train tracks?
Sure is. That's too short, and that's 6. Oh, is it? No, he's caught it, but it's gone over the boundary, I think, or has he?
No, that's a ripper.
No, he stayed in. What a great catch by Burnham. That's Burnham Jones, I think it was. What a catch.
That is an absolute ripper. That was gone for all money.
It was going. And that's the important wicket, the 3rd wicket down. And they're going to have to get them out to get the bonus point, I would say. And what a great catch, as you'll see it. It was a fantastic catch. Short again. Got it. Looked like it was going for a big one.
Oh, that's a ripper.
Oh.
To stay in the field of play too, I think that's genuine awareness. That's quality outfielding when you know exactly where the boundary line is. And he's launched full stretch. Pretty incredible catch. Knew exactly where he was. Nothing went over the boundary line, and I think the bowler probably owes him a shout after that one.
He sure does. That's Harrison Clark Burnham from the sunny coast out there on the boundary, and he's pretty happy with himself too. He's getting a few well done's from a few of his teammates, and again another very, very important wicket.
It's a massive wicket when White's just hit 2 other boundaries in that over. That really shifts the momentum, and as you've said, the Pirates really need to bowl them out. It's the only way they're winning this game. 116 is not a big number, but you take a few quick wickets. In T20 cricket, anything can happen. 3 for 39, you're genuinely still in the contest.
Would have been 6 at Toombul. Would have been, but not here. Not at Ivor Mars. That's a big, big boundary. And game's on. Very good chat out there too from the Pirates.
Yeah, they're up and about, aren't they?
quick single and off the mark for Webster. Takes the score to 40.
Yeah, Michael's done well to get out of that over. It started, he was a little short, a couple of boundaries, a couple of pull shots just because he was too short, and then he's really managed to rein that back in, sort of dots and ones to get out of the over, and that's pretty important. You can sort of, if you bleed 12 or 13 in that over when you're only defending 116, it can get a bit grim, so that's well done from him.
It sure is, and I think there was the wicket they needed. I think there was too many short balls there not to maybe see it as a plan. Kirby, I think they, we know that he loved the pull shot, Preston White, but he did go for a couple, but then to get the wicket.
Yeah, greatest strength, greatest weakness situation, you reckon? Keep banging them in and see if you can tempt him one too many times. Took a very good catch to dismiss him.
I think because of the game situation, you were so right with Henderson. He'll bowl his 4 overs, and as he should be.
Yeah, definitely in a slightly different approach there. He's sort of got both drives back, so you would anticipate that he's looking to really attack the stumps more.
Oh, what a great start by Henderson to the over. And you can see Webster just trying to knock a single around, and hopefully the Pirates are onto that at the moment. I'd maybe push the mid-wicket and cover in and try and keep him on strike. That's he. Yeah, very well bowled again. One. Yeah, maybe that third man there.
Yeah, really good areas, just sort of stump to stump. Keeps nibbling away. Very disciplined bowling. We've seen him change his pace. Subtle variations in length. He's been really effective, and not surprising he's bowled his 4 straight.
Just saying, he loves cooking, loves his gardening, and today he's loving his bowling.
Whoa.
Just got that away fine. He won't come back for 2. Well fielded.
Yeah, he's really sort of teetering with that length, and we've seen that was sort of forcing a pull shot that probably didn't quite get up and becomes a little risky if you're playing across the line. So he's managed to find that back of a length area really well and really consistently today, Henderson.
And just got on his legs that time, and that's been flicked away for a 4. He'll be disappointed with that, Henderson. He's into his 4th over. We're just getting a little bit tired. They had to keep him on.
Yeah, it's always the risk as a captain, that decision-making process. The number of times I had conversations with other leaders on the field, do you go one more? Do you not go one more? These next couple of deliveries are important. He's got to get out of this over to justify those 4 being bowled straight. It's a no-brainer continuing to have him roll on, given the rhythm and the variety and the control he's got. You just need him to get out of this over, because if you go for a couple of boundaries at the back end of the 4th, it's sort of, you're questioning your choice.
Yeah, that's a beautiful shot by Webster for 1 out to deep mid-on. Got his line back right there. And I think if they didn't need the bonus point, Kirby, maybe they might have given him a spell, but because they've got to get him out for around that 90-95 mark, it had to be...
Yeah, well, they're well under, needing a run about 70 off 79, so as you say, give it all you've got up front.
Yeah, he goes to chase. Beams gets around to pick it up. And is that a leg by, or we got a bit of bat on it? Bat of shotto? No, bit of bat. Well done. 3 for 48 off 7 overs. Webster's come in, hit a lovely 4.
That's Henderson 1 for 17 off his 4. That's a really good spell of bowling.
It's a great spell of bowling, and really just that one or 2 loose balls in that whole 4 overs, really. They're looking now. It'll be interesting to see who they bring on next. See Darren Lehman over there still, one of the owners of the Pirates. Great to have. How good is it to have Darren Lehman, legend, out here with us and in commentary with us today, and also great to have Kirby Short as well.
I think Buff's got me covered, to be fair, Banger, but thank you. That's nice to be mentioned in the same sentence.
He hasn't won 2 premierships with the Heat.
No comment. No, he's won a few things, to be fair. Darren
sure
Lehman, he's a good man that continues to give time to the game. So it's, straight out of quarantine and straight out to the Ivor Marsden complex, and been over at the 100, speaks with absolute authority on lots of things that are happening in the game. So pretty spoiled to have the likes of him and many, many others who are involved with this competition.
So right. McNeil. And that's just cut very nicely behind point. Come back for 2. They'll come back for 3. Very well run.
Yeah, that's good cricket. Again, just those little things. We saw the Pirates probably not necessarily capitalise on ones that could have been 2s or 2s that could have been 3s. And to be fair in T20 cricket, that's, any form of cricket, but particularly T20, where if you can turn those singles into multiples, geez, it makes chasing a total a lot easier.
Sure does. And here's McNeil again. I think they've now just got to get him out. Put a bit of pressure on. Darted that one into the wicket. Webster went back and he's come out and looked very good early. He's out to mid-off. Deep mid-off for 1. And that's a lovely shot from Batishotto. For 1 again. Yeah, it's knocking them around, aren't they?
Yeah, just good cricket. They'll take the win, point number 1, and if they can manage a bonus point, well and good, but you can see they're going about it in a really measured way.
Oh, that's very well bowled again.
And again, we see 1 turned into 2 just as a consequence of commitment from the non-striker. I think that's, again, just quality, intelligent cricket. You can rack up 7s, 8s, 9s off and over simply running well between the wickets, and then if you happen to jump on a loose one, you're double digits.
You push that out, gets away with the wide. Kirby, in this situation though, as a skipper yourself, and they've got to get him out, do you think they could probably play it a little bit more attacking?
Yeah, it's always interesting. I think
Here we go, here's a chance. No, just doesn't get there that time after the great catch that he took Harrison Clark Burnham a couple of overs ago. But that was well played by Batishotto.
Yeah, you almost sort of have to...
Webster.
Yeah, Webster, that's gone sort of square again. Again, you've squeezed 1, squeezed 2, the bowler tries to change something, and then you force a shot that then potentially goes for 4. So talk about genuine quality T20 strategy in chasing what can actually be quite an awkward total in 116 when you're not quite sure how the deck will play. So that's just intelligent batting. I think as a captain, back to your original question, Banger, in this situation, it's always a challenge to know when to do that. You want to take the game as deep as you possibly can, so you don't want to spend too many pennies up front. However, realistically, you almost, without resigning yourself to the fact that 116 might not be enough, how can you just have an extra fielder in the circle? How can you try something different when you know that you don't want to prolong the inevitable? You want to sort of be proactive and try and make something happen.
Lauder. Oh, lovely shot. That's a pull shot, but it's going to be caught. Bounce out. Bounce in, out, and back in again, and he's out. And that's the wicket they needed.
That is excellent use of the chest. It's a proper AFL chest mark, that. It's sort of take the ricochet. He hit that pretty hard, to be fair. It went flat.
It sure did, and he just took his eyes off it as it came into him. It got there a little bit quicker, but he still caught it. Doesn't matter. There's no... here we are. It's fantastic. Well done. Well done.
Yeah, well held catch and a really important wicket, I would say. So we're now 4 down, and that's again the experience. Batishotto wanders his way off the ground, so Webster now has a really important role to play.
He sure does. Webster's looking great. He's come out and just batted superbly. But now you've got number 6 in. Then at 6, then you're into 7, into the all-rounders and tail, and the game's on.
Absolutely, and now as a skipper you're going, okay, how do we get this to a run of ball? How can we take those 2s, make them 1s? How can we create a few more dots so that they're a bit more under the pump. How do you keep the new batter on strike a little bit longer, given that Webster has the pace of the wicket now? He's seen a few deliveries, hit a few boundaries, so it's about, yeah, trying to look for those opportunities just to keep that new batter on strike a little bit longer.
And that was a great catch by Honeybrook, a sweet catch from Honeybrook, and he'd be happy with that. Now we've got Lutter again bowling his second ball, and he'll have a bit of a tail up now, Lutter. He just knows that that wicket was important. It was a bit short, but he took him. He just got to get him out.
That's it. Wickets are the key. 116. You need to bowl them out to win the game. It's pretty much that simple. They're now needing 58 off 71, so run rate technically isn't a problem. It's wickets that you need to make the problem.
Is that his place for Ipswich? Oh, well bowled and well taken.
Jeez, Clay Beams makes it look easy, doesn't he?
He does. He sure does. Very good Aussie rules player too, and his brother. But Lord will be happy with this. Well bowled.
Very good areas. And that's the beauty of having a keeper that can really comfortably keep up to the stumps. You take that variation in length away. I think when you've got someone like Lotta running in and really hitting that length hard, it'd be ideal to be able to shift your spot in the crease. Get yourself, obviously you can go deep when the keeper's up. You can't get yourself outside of the crease unless you really want to take it on. So it's good cricket.
Wilson goes hard. And they're going to look for two. They shouldn't. They won't. But well bowled. Forced the shot, the big shot, which didn't come off. Got him off strike though. Put Webster back on strike. But now Webster, Kirby, even though he was going well the last couple of overs, now has to just readjust.
Yeah, exactly. He then has a pretty critical role to play. I mean, he's only faced 9 deliveries, so he's still relatively fresh himself, to be fair. And every time you change the bowler, you've got to make an adjustment, and the length has changed here based on this stock delivery. We're seeing a change in the field as well. Deep cover gets pushed out.
Knocks it in pretty deep. Run out, not on. Direct hit, maybe. Just a single though. And there's a bit of pressure back on here. Now that's 4 for 61.
Yeah, it's not a foregone conclusion at the minute, is it? It's interestingly poised. One more wicket here shortly, and it actually becomes quite a tricky chase.
Well bowled again. It's interesting that one of the owners, as we mentioned before, the great Darren Lehman, is still here. He was heading over to the under-19s, and he knows his cricket.
It got interesting.
Got interesting, and he's thinking, I might just stay here for a little bit longer because the boys are watching, they can see me here, and they might just lift a bit. They have Darren Lehman here as one of the owners. What do you think, Kirby? That's how it works sometimes.
Never underestimate the presence of someone who makes you want to be better, right?
He sure is. And Brad Wigney's, he's up and about too, Brad.
He was very comfortably sitting down earlier, and now he's a bit twitchy, isn't he?
He's very twitchy. He said earlier on, he said, just to get a win would be lovely with all the injuries that we've had. But I can see now he's up, he's holding up the tent, he's ready to go. Now this next over becomes critical for McNeil.
3 out on the leg side, so long on, square and deep mid-wicket, which is protecting that boundary where the wind's blowing.
And he just pushes that through. They are looking for 2. If they come, they could be in strife.
Well run.
Oh, well run. Well run. And McNeil is bowling very well. Just pushes that through.
And again.
And again, yeah. Coming back for 2 again, and they will make it. Oh, direct hit. Would have been close.
Oh, yeah. And to be fair, you're probably going to take that on if, geez, it's not your day.
No.
If you have a direct hit from there, that has happened to me before. It's a bit of a brutal thing, but that's the cricket gods not being on your side on that day. So that's really, really good running between the wickets. Just keep pinching those twos.
He's got a bit of that. There's a man down there, and he's taken the catch, has he?
Yeah.
He threw it back in. We can't see the boundary line, but he thinks it's out. The batsman thinks he's going off. He's taking the word of the fieldsman, which is fantastic.
Geez, the Pirates have really supported their bowlers in the field, haven't they? That's two spectacular. Well, the chess mark as well. Make that 3 good catches.
Yeah, and again, we just said, Kirby, the 5th wicket they needed to get, and now we've got number 7 coming out, who, the way these guys have been playing the Magic, there's a good chance he hasn't had much of a bat. So, there he is. He's caught it. Did he throw it back into the air?
Yeah, I think he thought it might have been close. He didn't need to in the end. It was a really clean catch. Did a good job. And again, that's the way the wind's blowing. Set a good field. 3 out on the leg side. Know where the boundary rope is, and he's taken that comfortably. I think the time the batter's taken to leave the field is probably just source of a bit of frustration, because he thought that was the chance, and he made a really good choice about what ball he wanted to hit for that boundary.
Yeah, you're right, and he did hit it very well. He just got too far. The wind sort of was bringing it around away from the fieldsman, so it was a great catch in the end by Brandon Honeybrook. So we've got a game on our hands here, Kirby.
We sure do. Wasn't sure about 116. Now it's looking like a decent number.
Darren Lehman's gone nowhere. The under-19s will have to wait for him to get over there. And he's got his hands behind his back. That's his nervous look. And Wigney is sitting up, standing up, sitting down.
They're invested, aren't they?
Very well bowled as well again there by McNeil. And the new batsman is coming in as a non-striker's end. Obviously they crossed, not like the 100 competition.
Shot.
Oh, good shot. That's 4. Great shot by Wilson.
Flat and hard, pierced the gut. Really, really good cricket. I think it's interesting, it's that notion of perceived pressure. At the minute, it's 48 of 61. They're well ahead of the run rate. They're not even close to needing a run of ball yet. It's really easy to tighten up and go, oh, it's 5-4. How do we approach this? When in actual fact, you keep knocking the ball around, you keep taking your singles, and then you back yourself in that strength area, which Wilson obviously just did. He is confident playing that sweep shot. That's a really good shot, flat and hard, over the top of mid-wicket, backed himself to beat the fielder. Well played.
Lovely ball again, gave it a little bit of air. There's only 1.
And again, that's good cricket. Hit the boundary, get off strike. You don't need to sort of get stuck down one end.
Thanks, Kirby. Have a break. Welcome back, Grant O'Hara, to the commentary.
Hello, Megan. How good is it to have Kirby Short?
Oh, fantastic.
She's won 2 WBBLs with the Heat. She's captained the Fire. The insights are fantastic.
Fantastic. It's just good to have her here. And Darren Lehman, Kirby Short and Darren Lehman commentating with us today is fantastic. There's a game here, mate.
It's a game. It's a game.
Big game.
I thought the Magic would have been looking for one of those bonus point wins.
Yep.
But they just want to win the game now. I think they've got to take the bonus point win out of play. They would have had to have got the score inside 16 overs. So, yeah, no.
You're right there, Grant, and I tell you that last wicket was very important, but the boundary by Wilson a couple of balls later just took the shackles off a little bit, but still 5 for 70 off 10, but they've got to get him out.
How good was Ludder's first over? He's actually got a twin brother, Sean, who's playing in for the Power. But I love the way he varied his pace, and now look at they're studying the field. What are they going to do here?
So he's got a twin brother.
Yeah, he's got
I thought I'd seen him before in another colour. I thought he'd been transferred halfway through the game.
Identical
twins. Yeah, well, it means that means they look alike.
That's it.
Can't get one past me there, Grant.
No. Short and flat batted down to mid-on. I'm enjoying watching Clay Beams. He just stands his ground.
I'm just happy to be calling him Clay Beams after calling him Clay Beams when he was Schubert earlier on. But no, he's kept superbly, and as a keeper, this just makes you... I mean, sometimes keepers come up when they shouldn't, but he's coming up because he can.
He's coming up because he can. He's got the skill level to do it, and he's anchoring these batters in their crease. I tell you, it is enjoyable if you are good enough to do it.
As Schubert's batting now.
In the air.
Top edge. No one down at third man. So that will bounce away. That's a boundary they needed?
Yeah, they decided to bring the field in, and that was a top edge down for 4. Could have gone anywhere, that shot. They're drilling it in at the moment. Now he's just short of a length.
5 for 75.
Short again, down square, good shot. That's gone for 4. They must have called the power play, Benger. There's only 2 fielders out. They are at deep mid-wicket and long on, so they're playing their cards now.
No one at third man. That's why I wondered before when there was no third man there, Grant. You were right.
Yeah.
And Lutter, I'm okay with this. He's got to get him out. So he's going to bowl a couple of short ones. He's a very good line of length bowler, but they know they need wickets. He's taken a few risks and digging it in, and he might get a wicket from it, but a nice big Yorker would work.
Schubert in the air. I think this is going to land safely. It is. It's going with the breeze. It may have even gone close to being 6. Therefore, fielders signaling for, and can you hear that wind?
Did you see that gush? How far did that go? It was a top edge.
I thought
and it's just taken off like a F-111 from Amberley.
I thought Clay Beams was in the game there for a moment, but it just kept going and going and going, and down for 4. So this may call for a bit of a rethink about the plan, and Beams is doing that. He's dropping his deep square leg out, and he's bringing his long on up.
So they're going for the bonus point now.
They're going for the bonus point, and I think there's still the short bowling is going to continue. It is outside square leg. Sorry, outside off, of course.
Marvellous shot.
Square cut. Down for 4.
Magnificent shot.
And that was always the risk, that if you maintain that short ball strategy, then it needed to stay on middle stump, and gave him a little bit of width, and that was punched. So maybe the bonus point is now coming into play.
He's just trying now, Granty, and as he should, Lutter, he has to just try and get a wicket. And that one he pushed out, got hit for 4. And
Schubert, 16 off 4.
Great start by Schubert. Great start. And
could have easily.
How well did he do to stop that?
That could have easily rolled back on his stumps.
That was a great effort. Schubert, being the keeper, they've got good eyes, good hands, good skills. But that was rolling back onto the stumps, and he just stopped it. Great effort. Bit tough for Lutter. He's come on to bowl.
He's got a couple of country boys. He plays in the Caboolture competition. Schubert, gee, he would be every bit one of their good players.
He would be. He can keep. That's why he's done a good job there. And with the bat, he's come out in the time when he was very much needed to score runs.
Well, he's batting at 300, 5 for 87 off 11. They need 30 off 54. But if they want the bonus point, they actually need the 30 off 5 overs. So it's to run a ball. You're quite right, Benger. They're right on target here for the bonus point.
Well, it's important to them. I mean, you want to finish top, and the Kings are in a very good position as well.
Well, the finals are next week, and it's first, fourth, and second and third. So, yeah, real advantage coming.
Honeybrook, after taking a fine catch earlier on, is going to come on now to bowl.
Full pitch. And that's hit and run. That's the old tipsy run.
Oh, he's done something there. Is that a hammy?
What has he done?
Or a hand in the air?
He's done
I hope he's
something
all
with
right.
that.
I hope he's all right. The players have gone over with a bit of concern for him. He's up walking.
Yeah, no, it looks okay.
Is that a hammy?
Yeah, I think that
Hammy?
could be hamstring.
Groin. Yeah, it might be groin, yeah. Good stretch. I'd say the Pirates think retire Hurt. Get a new batter in. No, he's all right. Plenty of ticker.
Yeah, just pushed off that nudge and run.
Honeybrook.
That brings Schubert back on strike, and there's every chance he's going to go with the breeze here. It could end up in Amberley if he gets onto it. It has gone for 6, right over square leg.
Pretty
Beautiful
close
shot.
Pretty close to us there, Grant.
It was very close to us. I do feel a little bit for the bowler bowling at that southern end, because that breeze now, just get it in the air, launch it, and kept going, and that was a maximum.
22 off 6, Schubert. He's come out and decided that the game should end a bit quickly. Hit that beautifully behind square. There is a deep square leg.
He'll go again here. There he goes. Down, over, long off, and the fielder will give us the signal.
Another 6.
Another 6.
Another great
He didn't
shot.
need to.
Schubert.
He didn't need to.
I tell you, that's Schubert now 28 off 7, and he's decided at 5 for 100 that they're going to get the bonus point. Favourites for the bonus point now, and unfortunately for the Pirates, it's been a brave effort, but they're in trouble here. He's hit that
Down
behind square.
Behind square. That'll give 2 runs picked up by deep square.
Very well fielded by Lauder down here on the deep square boundary, and Schubert has just jumped to 30.
Yep. So for the bonus point, he's just got just over 4 overs to get this 15. So they're under a run aboard to get the bonus point. Nice driving down just for 1.
As his teammates say, shot shoe. Have to be the nickname, wouldn't it, of a Schubert?
Yep. Kabulche looks like he would much prefer just to keep knocking them over the boundary.
Great to see.
Very strong looking player.
And he's come out when they were in trouble too. I mean, it's been a fantastic performance. Incredible strength.
Wilson on strike, just playing that anchor roll now, just needs to nudge it around. Doesn't nudge it around, he goes for the big shot. Let's go down to the boundary, and that's 4. A little insert under edge.
Little under edge, I think that was. Takes the score to 5 for 107. And the game's in its final stages. Schubert's has taken it away from the Pirates, who were back in the game.
31 off 9. Now, can I be forgiven for... I thought that bonus point was out of range, but clearly it wasn't.
Not to Schubert, it wasn't.
No, it certainly wasn't.
Same name as one of the famous rugby league Roosters. Schubert.
How lucky were they last night? Just quietly.
That was tough.
If you're a Titans supporter,
Very tough.
1 pass away from making it into the next
I feel sorry for the...
round.
There's always someone in the game, and I feel sorry for the player. But back to this game. At the moment, 5 for 107. Bonus points in hand. You'll need a miracle. And it's Gatam.
Schubert on strike again. He swung around from the southern end to the north. At least Schubert has to be hitting into the breeze now, which is means he can dart it in and then hopefully control it, not drag down. UC feed down. They look for 2. He'll settle for 1.
Well fielded by young Harrison Clark-Burnham, who took the magnificent catch earlier on. Fielded very well. They haven't fielded too badly. They've taken some great catches.
Oh, look, they're in the game. You know, they're playing the top side. They are a team that's been decimated with injury. It's been unlucky. They've been unlucky in this tournament so far, but they were in with a fighting chance here.
Not enough runs.
stand and deliver. No run.
And Gutam. So wicket falls on the other ground. People are happy. Gutam bowling again.
Floats it up. Just down for one.
5 for 109. And 7 to win.
Wilson goes better than run a ball now. So he and Schubert
8 to win.
1,883 revs on that ball. Down the wicket. Over. Covered. Deep mid-off comes around, picks up.
He's got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, well,
young Harrison Clark Burnham. Just trying things now. The Pirates disappointing. They gave it a crack though.
Yeah. So doesn't pierce the field there on the offside. 5 for 110. Last ball of the 12th over. Down the wicket, in the air.
Here's a chance.
Player comes around, dives, great catch! He's taken it! What a fantastic catch!
And he hurt
you
himself
won't see
too.
a better one today, maybe all tournament. What a fantastic catch.
And he's come down and he's hurt himself. It got away from him. He misjudged it first up, but then the recovery was incredible. But I think he's landed.
Yeah, he's landed awkwardly.
Pretty tough.
I think that's James McNeil.
He's getting up now. He's going to be okay. Not quite as bad an injury when you take the catch, but
he started moving to his right and then full length here. Wonderful catch. That reminds me of Glenn McGrath. Fine leg. Adelaide Oval. Wonderful effort.
Puts the hat over his head, and his teammates will tell him that he misjudged it, and that's the reason he had to recover.
Oh, a TV game.
That's it. But it was a great catch, a really, really good catch, and makes the game. I mean, the game obviously is in its last stages, unless double hat trick. It's happened before.
Yep, James McNeil. Take a bow.
Into the over.
6 for 110, and the breeze comes shooting through.
Gusting again. Last week it did this too, doesn't it? About this time of the day, you get a big gust out here at Ipswich. Bowling from the other end.
Oh, I think this is the under-19 player that may have been brought into the side. It is. Connor
Raffini came in the bat right at the end.
Yeah, he's been brought in from the under-19 side. So he's plays for Redlands. He goes to Trinity College, and he's getting a bowl. That's fantastic.
He's a Redlands boy, one of ours.
One of the good guys. Yeah. I see you captain the which side? Second grade side to a premiership.
I did captain to a premiership. Lucky I captained. Otherwise I wouldn't have been in the team, Grant.
Leggy.
Started off
in the air. He's got every bit of that one bounce.
Bit of it, and it's gone one bounce for 4. Maybe if the deep mid wicket had been on the boundary,
he would have caught that.
He might have caught that. He was just in a little bit there, but they had to come in because they're attacking. But yeah,
3 runs.
And I love the fact that the young lad threw it in the air, gave it a bit of air, and
yeah, he could have had a wicket. You're right. If the fielder had been back here, I think he would have taken that. Come on, Connor, finish off. In the air again.
Reverse, which was a fully. They'll bounce away, and that'll be the game to the Magic.
And the bonus point.
A bonus point, a convincing win in the end by the Moreton Magic. A great victory. The Pirates, as we know, as we've said, decimated by injury. But a great effort to get to where they did. They had them at 5 for 58, 5 for 60. When Kirby was in commentary before you came in, Grant, we both said that they were back in the game. And unfortunately, though, Schubert,
he took it away at 33 off 11.
33 off 11.
Batting at 300.
there'll be another day for the Pirates, especially when I hear that their under-19 side is performing so well. And the players that are injured will be back. There's another game this afternoon.
The Moreton Magic, they'll be very happy with that. That will secure their position at top of the Mazda Brisbane Premier League 01 table. Reverse sweeping there.
It's a bit full from Younger Feeney, but he just had to throw it up and try and get a wicket.
He did.
And
but isn't it the beauty of this competition? You're playing under 19 and you come up and play in the seniors, so he's getting some experience, and he would have loved his time playing.
But 116, Grant, wasn't enough.
No.
And they bowl well. If they could have got to 140, 150, they would have put a bit of pressure on the Moreton Magic, who are playing very good cricket at the moment, so they didn't have enough runs on the board. The bowlers did their best. They tried a few things. They took a few great catches. They fielded well. But in the long run, the Moreton Magic have cemented their spot at the top of the ladder, and they'll go through. And the Pirates will have another game, but they'll live to play another day. Thank you, Grant.
Thank you, Benger. We look forward to our next game. It'll be the Gold Coast Wave Riders versus the Western Power. That's coming up at around 2 o'clock.
On today's Field 1 is the Gold Coast Wave Riders taking on the Western Power at 2 o'clock. So you've got a little over 45 minutes to go to some lunch and a drink, settle back in again. I can see some action still happening out on Field 2, and that is the game between the Kings and the Wave Riders. And over on Field 3 at the minute, the Rockets playing the